Yeah, you do.
Bro, you don't know Creed?
Well, I didn't. Wait, go do it again.
Road to nowhere. There you
And
go.
I'm trying to.
I cried out, heaven save me.
Put 'em down to one last breath. Will it let me say? Okay.
Let me Sorry, I thought we were.
You can
Beautiful.
finish it. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Hold me now.
My neighbor's head explodes. Hear sirens and stuff.
We're back.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1. Yo, 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 and hello, and welcome to Game Speak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. Where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are streaming live every Monday at 7:50 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast, Facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast, and on YouTube if you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. Be sure to go ahead and join our ever-growing community in the GameSpeak Podcast Discord at dsc.gg/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games, battle and catch Pokemon, get show updates, find friends to play games with, and so much more. This show is 3 BFFs bringing you the hottest video game news of the week. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Jafra, alongside Brent, my ass, and Devin, my
Oh, hi.
my
Oh, hi. We got people already talking?
Yeah, Koalasaurus was just going
That's a
along
cool
with
name.
the lyrics.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the one that we. That's the one.
That's Brian.
Yeah.
That's B-Rye. That's B-Ryan.
Hello, Brad. Yeah, he was just typing out the lyrics with
I
the
love
song
that.
that we were singing. Yeah, y'all got a little
Just
musical
ChatGPT.
intro. Bringing back the musical intro today.
Yeah.
Good times.
What's up, gang? How's life treating you?
Let's split up, gang. No, I'm just kidding.
Just turns into a horror movie.
Just break it up, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I saw the. Do I love AI and like what it can do now? Because I'm pretty sure this is AI generated. But y'all see that? Like it's old school Scooby Doo, but like it's a meme video of like Daphne telling Velma how to like bust it down. Like
No, I haven't
oh
seen
my
that.
god! I'll have to show y'all after the podcast. But it is.
Is it educational? Like, could I learn how to bust it down?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then I'm definitely going to watch it because I need to
Yeah,
learn.
that makes that way better, yeah.
No, y'all gotta watch it. It's fucking hilarious. If you know what I was talking about, yeah. But yeah, AI, fucking memes.
Oh yeah, I love AI. Love memes. My
just
two
had to
things
do
that I'm into now going together.
I feel like I can't wait till we reach that point to where like you can't say a sentence without it referencing or being a meme. You know, like you know how whenever you talk to me, you're like, oh yeah, dude, like that meme. You know, like I just feel like everybody's
Everything's gonna be that.
Everything's that.
Everything will be a meme.
ready for that.
It
future.
hasn't been like that for y'all.
I haven't, but
life-
I also
my
don't
life
talk
is a
to
meme.
humans. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah,
You guys touch grass?
I haven't in a while.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. It's tough. The grass is tough and rough, and it's just not. It's not for me.
I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to grass, all kinds. Yeah, but
What's up, guys?
yeah, I feel like I did some stuff this week, but then I remember it was all in video games that I did these things. So
Yeah, because you feel like you went places, huh?
Yeah, some of these things. So I'm like,
You know what
dang,
I did this week?
What'd you do?
I got old as fuck. I'm 32
Oh,
now,
yeah,
dude.
fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it. Happy birthday.
Ugh, I
I'm
don't
sorry.
Feeling
like it.
32. I'm pretty sure that's how that song goes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
Yeah. So how's it feel?
It's not. It was,
Feels exactly the same as I felt my whole life, honestly. Like, I don't feel any different at all.
That's the scary part, right?
Yeah.
It's like you
You
feel
expect
exactly.
somebody like to just wake up at the after 30 and you're just all fucked up and decrepit feeling and shit, but I just feel the same as I always have, you know?
Yeah, and then then you wake up and you're 65 and it feels exactly the same.
Yeah,
You're
can
like,
we
what
not-
is-
I'm
Can we
hoping
not go
for
down
it,
this
honestly.
road?
If I'm
what is happening?
At this point, I'm just glad that I'm waking up feeling the same, you know?
Yeah. I can't fucking relate. My right knee is diminishing day by
no.
day.
We
Yeah.
should just take it out and then you don't have to worry about
Chop
it.
it off.
I need Elon to come up with some fucking like
could at
Chrome that I can install or something.
You
like
could 3D
come on,
print yourself
Shun.
a knee real quick.
A
bro.
Tesla knee, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah,
did y'all see
hear?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
the
got
Neuralink?
Yeah, the first Neuralink was put in a
human?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
They're doing the first human trial, and apparently it's already
Whoa.
installed. He said the guy's
Are
health
they
is doing
vibing
it.
with it?
Yeah, well, they said like his what was it? His
His,
neurons are firing.
Just like
a
his
little
like
bit better
brain feedback
so
was
far.
still
Yeah,
what
dude.
was
What's
good.
it? What are they trying to do with this guy? Like,
I don't.
Yeah, I
see
think
that I didn't see.
give him like
most
let
of the
him walk
people.
or something, or
I think most of the people they're testing this on are like paraplegic or
'cause
like.
that's dope. Honestly, this is like the coolest use for it. But there's tons of other cool stuff. Like the Neuralink is pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The first goal of it is to help people who have had injury or who have never had that like neurological connection to like say their eye. Like he wants to try to restore eyesight, mobility, like
That's
hearing,
awesome.
all kinds of crazy shit that you like was originally never thought possible just because of how small like neurons and stuff. Like there's never been anything to bridge that gap if there's damage or just lack thereof a connection.
Yeah, it's going to help people with everything. Like this could possibly be a cure for like Alzheimer's
extend
or
people's lives,
even ALS,
you
like
know?
what my dad had.
Yeah.
Like where he.
The muscle atrophy and stuff.
Yeah, because the neurons aren't firing anymore.
Yeah.
So like the muscles just atrophy, and then those people become
especially if you have like a disease that's a death sentence. I mean, why not
Yeah.
try something like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
one thing. You see people complaining about. They're like, I would never let him cut my head up. And it's like, yeah, because you're not in a fucking wheelchair, unable to move.
Yeah.
Like imagine being in that position where like you could risk the run of like dying, or just live the rest of your life unable to move. You know,
your
like,
much shorter life. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like
it's like, well, who are you people on the
Yeah.
internet? I don't get why people come in with dumb shit like that. It's like, did you think about it before you said anything, or did you
didn't,
just
you
come
know?
in ready to just throw some shit?
But see, on the other side of the coin is this is how it starts is, good stuff. But then once it becomes like commercially available and the idiots get their hands on it, then we're going to see.
Then it's really going to be fun.
yeah.
then it's memes directly into the brain.
Yeah, you're gonna just wake up in a meme. Dude. Like VR will become pointless because you could just have it injected straight into your fucking head.
You just press a little button on your scalp and
You don't
just,
even press a button; you
knock
just
out.
think it. Like that's the thing. So the cool thing about Neuralink is the best version of this, but they've already been testing things like this. With like apparently Bill Gates and what's his name, Jeff Bezos funded a company that does something similar like 5 or 6 years ago, but it puts the neuron like chip thing into your bloodstream, so it's way less like invasive on the brain, but it
versus,
doesn't
like,
work as well.
Drilling a hole in your skull.
Yeah, the thing is though you get what you
I don't
put
know.
in,
That
and
honestly, that sounds riskier than the fucking drilling into the skull.
you would think, but
'Cause,
it
like,
uses technology that they already used
that
to.
little fucker gets like caught
Well,
up
I mean,
in there
did y'all
in the
watch the
wrong
demonstration back in the day where they put it in the animals, like when they first revealed the Neuralink
with the monkeys,
with the
yeah.
pigs and stuff?
Yeah, it uses. They can literally
Well,
control screens
It's
and
not
stuff
just that;
with their
it's
brains.
reversible. I mean, he can take it out.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
just like he can put the piece of your skull back in and shit. Like it's something that they can
Or at least
take
put a
it,
plate
put it in
over
and
it.
out. Yeah, I mean, like to me, that's pretty cool.
Because what
you
is
know?
it like? Like the what
It's
size
like
of
a quarter or something.
Yeah.
But they had one pig that had 2 of them in it. Like the pig had one on each side of the brain. So if you had like something wrong with both sides of your like lobes, you could
Cortexes,
you could put one on either
right.
side. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get them firing all over the place again.
But so like they've shown people like using these things. So not just the Neuralink, but the prototypes before and stuff. So like there's actually people with these types of devices in already that can't move and stuff, but they're just using it to use their brain to use technology. So like they can literally like look at a screen and control the mouse and everything by just like thinking about it. So like they
Yeah.
can.
That's sweet.
Dude, it's badass. There's videos you can go watch
That's
people
really
doing
cool.
it. It's really cool.
I mean, even if it just gave you the ability to play like a simple game or
Yep.
something, it would make life more enjoyable.
Yeah, some
You know
some
what I
form
mean?
of
Yeah.
escape from your current state.
Yeah.
But these people were quick about it, and they could like type whole like paragraphs in like seconds just by thinking it. It's insane. I'm like, how does that work? I don't
That's
know.
badass.
But
The Stephen Hawking thing was pretty cool. His
Wasn't
like,
his like a? I thought his was like a looking in
I
like
watched the
some with his
thing.
mouth.
Yeah,
He used
it's
a
a
muscle
combination of like looking
his
at a
eyelid.
thing and like movements, like slight movements
Yeah.
with his hand. Like he does like it was really impressive. Like I watched the whole thing about the people who developed it for him and stuff. Like it was really interesting.
that was before when he still had movement in his hand.
So
But
imagine what those people with that kind of mind like could do do with the technology from today. You know what I mean? Like, imagine the stuff that are the Stephen Hawkings of the world are going to be like,
thinking
like getting, in the near future.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know.
my mind went back to the short people trying to do math equations on too tall of a one board.
Oh yeah. Hawking is no longer known for his
Genius brain.
Yeah, now he's
Rather
known
his-
about his Epstein Island midgets, which that's a
Wait,
bad way
what?
to say it, but
Little people.
little people. My bad, but
Apologies.
yeah, apparently
Oh yeah,
he came up in the papers after
okay. And
they
let's
released
preface this. I'm pretty sure this was proven as fake. I think it was debunked as
No,
fake.
it wasn't.
Really?
This was legitimately in the court documents.
I saw something much later that it was like just like made like somebody made it to look like it was in the court documents. Anyways, Brent, to fill you in on what this fucking joke is there was like a court, like when all the documents that were revealed in the Epstein case, like one of them was a page entailing like how Hawkins would go to the island and he enjoyed watching dwarves or like little people try to solve complex naked little people trying to solve complex math equations on a too high chalkboard.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird
Yeah,
fetish.
it's a very specific.
Very specific, yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's but also there's just some bad stuff that came out about it. But that's besides the point. He was still really
sorry.
fucking smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
I mean, at least he wasn't a pedophile, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
there was more to it. It was also
there more to it?
Yeah, he was involved in an underage orgy apparently.
Oh, jeez.
Which I mean, obviously
well,
he wasn't
he might
doing
not
much.
have had much choice on this. They just push him into the pile and like, and he can't get out, He's just like
the pile
like,
of them.
fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. But even what was his name?
He can't even
Joe
yell
Rogan.
for help. It's like, this isn't what I signed up for.
Joe Rogan was talking about his buddy, the Weinstein guy. What's his buddy that he hangs out with?
Brett Weinstein.
Brett Weinstein was saying how like back whenever he first got into Hollywood, like he would go to like these crazy parties and then went to a strip club, and apparently Stephen Hawking was there like and just had like these like ladies just like just dancing on him, and he's just like I mean the guy cheated on his wife after he had the debilitating disease. And
Damn, dog.
Y'all don't remember? I
don't remember that.
No.
Like he literally left his first wife like after he was already in the state that he was in. Somehow
that's fucked up. But I can't blame him for being at the strip club watching some ass get thrown. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
but
Like
it's
just
just
because
so
he's
funny.
a fucking genius that's handicapped doesn't mean
He's just at these fucking clubs at these dude. He was rolling around. That's he wasn't just sitting in one spot. All right,
Yeah.
he's going places.
Shit, dude.
But yeah.
Wow.
God damn it.
But anyways, the point is, what
I
was
don't
the
even
point?
know.
Yeah, I don't know what
The point was we were talking about Neuralink. Neuralink is dope as fuck. But people with that type of disease would be able to use it to possibly get
to cheat on their
motor
wife.
function. Then they don't have to be in wheelchairs when they do it. No.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no. That's
fuck.
that's really cool though, the Neuralink thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Elon Musk technology, my dad recently got Starlink.
Ooh,
he's got kind of like
nice.
a property in Lano that's kind of rural, so there's not any good internet options out there. So he hooked up the Starlink out there.
How is it?
Apparently, according to him, it's super duper fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for satellite internet, my parents have it for their because they're on the road full time. And they've seen speeds of over like 100 up, 100 down.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wow,
crazy,
yeah.
dude.
Which is fucking wild for
satellite,
For
yeah.
satellite, yeah.
Yeah, my
And
dad
you'd be
claims
in the
it's
middle of
really good.
fucking
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah, they're out in nowhere, and they've got a
Yeah.
little camper too, so they're gonna have it and travel around with it and stuff. I'm pretty happy for them.
And there's two different kits though. Apparently,
They've got the traveler one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I was about
the
to say
mobile
there's
one.
one that's meant for a house, and then there's one that's meant to be on an RV, and you can
Yeah.
like just post up wherever. Because there's like different accesses you have to have.
Uh-huh.
Like I think with like the home one, they know like what satellites vaguely you're gonna access.
Yeah.
But with the traveling one, you have
They
to
can
pay.
just
You
lock
have to pay a
on
little
and-
more because then you can just
Lock onto any of them.
ping
Yeah.
onto any of them.
Yeah, that's what he's
Um,
got. He's got the one where he can just go anywhere with
Yeah.
it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Have you
Yeah,
ever
it's
just
fucking
looked
sick.
up
Yeah.
and like seen the like Starlink like shit at night?
One
Like,
time.
No.
It's
One
pretty
time.
cool.
Yeah, so the best time to try to see
dope.
any of the Starlink satellites is during sunset.
Are they going
Um,
fast as fuck?
Yeah, and it'll be like I saw a line of like I don't know 6 of them. Like they're all like right next to each other.
They're stuck together. Yeah.
Yeah, they're traveling in a line, and like at sunset,
I guess
if
you
couldn't
really
right,
look at it through a telescope because it'd be hard to like track it.
No, it'd be impossible because they're low. They're
You'd
low
have to
orbit.
have some kind of like telescope that could like track fast moving objects.
Even then, I don't think it would work just because of how low orbit they are. But like, because they're not in space, but they're not in the atmosphere. It's like they're right on the cusp, just enough to orbit.
I know people who have taken pictures of like the ISS. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that would be way higher up in orbit.
Yeah, that's way further out. These are like some of the lowest orbiting satellites that we've ever like employed around the Earth, I guess.
That's really cool.
And that's why they can achieve the
foreign governments were kind of complaining about like how many satellites the Starlink has up in the air right now.
Yeah,
you know, like,
but I mean, if you take into account, well, yeah, I can see their concern. I mean, like I think we talked about it a while
just
back.
like trying to take a shit, like we're trying to go back to the moon, and they just crash into a bunch of Starlinks and explode.
Well, but in that sense, it's bogus.
Yeah.
In that sense, it's bogus because if you see the fucking debris field, if you see the debris field that's around the Earth, like
no, it's not really an issue. But
if Elon wanted to be like a fucking supervillain or something and give these satellites alternative fucking motives and shit or like capabilities, then yeah, he could absolutely.
The machine learning takes over.
Or just like he's sending up, all these satellites. It's for internet, but they've really got like some background fucking.
I mean,
function.
realistically though, like he could put a contract in with the fucking military. They probably already have a fucking some sort of military fucking thing where they all have like access to his Starlink satellites and shit.
Supposedly, I mean they've got access to it, but one example that I saw with the Ukraine-Russia war. Is the governments were reaching out to Elon to completely eliminate like internet access to Russia.
Oh, and he was like, no.
Yeah, and he's like, no. He's like,
what?
this is for the world. Like, I'm not gonna fucking play sides in any of this shit. Like, it's there for everyone.
Plus, I'm running a business here, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like,
but I'm sure that did not win him any points with the governments.
No.
So now he's probably got to fight even harder to get it in places.
But that gives me hope that he is gonna stay like neutral as far as like not helping shit because those satellites could be used for lots of bad.
Yeah,
like,
easily.
And that's why these other governments are concerned about them because he wants to have a fucking grid around the whole Earth. Like that's his plan. Like 20 some odd thousand satellites is the goal.
That's badass.
And he would have he wants to create like a grid around the fucking globe. Basically.
I think the more satellites he puts up, the cheaper the service probably will get.
Yeah,
you
and
know
the more people could access it.
Yeah,
in like remote area of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like the U.S., you can already be like basically any fucking where in the U.S. and get internet access with Starlink.
Yeah.
It's
true.
It's fucking wild.
It's really cool.
Anyways, though.
Sorry. Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Fucking.
Elon speak.
Doing things.
Elon speak.
So let's get into currently playing.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I really didn't do shit this week except for just game.
Yeah, I was about to say we got some pretty good game shit to talk about. It was your birthday.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I didn't do too much. I hit up the old. I hit the casino up. I bet on some fights. Lost all my bets. I got a problem with betting on the underdog. I went through and just bet on the heaviest underdogs I could find.
Like this guy never wins. You're like,
I'm
putting all my money on him.
I can't help it, man. I'm just like, yeah, but what if he does win?
Okay,
it's a 0.0001% chance he's gonna win.
I can't
in.
help it, bro. I just
I'm seeing some correlation here, or like connection here with like some of the games that he takes chances on. He's like,
that's
true. Could be good.
That's true. Did you play it?
Well, I guess if we all want to jump right into it,
let's do it. Tell us about it.
I did play it. Yeah. Okay, so it's not as bad as like everybody's making it out to seem, you know what I mean? But it is very repetitive. It's a lot like, honestly, it's a lot like the Square Enix Marvel Avengers game, but but with like an open world, you know what I mean? So like, it's up to 4 players.
Guns.
It's up to 4 players, and the game would be exponentially better if I had 3 other people playing it with me. But, obviously nobody's going to buy that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but me, I'm just one of those people. I got to do what the heart wants, and the heart wanted to play this fucking game for some reason.
Wanted to bet on the underdog.
So, here's the thing about it. Like, okay, there are massive pros and cons. You know what I mean? The cons are everything you thought were going to be cons. Like, the gameplay is very repetitive. It's a lot of like shooting purple guys and fucking jumping around a city. You know what I mean? But the pros are, as far as just like a shooter goes that's set in like a superhero world, that's pretty cool. It feels cool. You have to like appreciate it. It's kind of the same thing as like being a stormtrooper the whole time in a Star Wars game or something. Like, you're not like the main fucking thing in the world, and I think that might bother a lot of people, you know what I mean? But like having
I don't know. I mean, you're pretty main. You're murdering the main people, so
yeah, more or less. I mean, like, I'm not too far in the story, but that's also one of the big highlights of the game. Is like, in my opinion, so far the story is fucking awesome. Like, I feel like it's like a Guardians of the Galaxy level story, and when I say that, I mean like the video game. I really enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy video game. This game gives me a lot of that same vibe. Like a fun story, a pretty like basic gameplay loop, and a fucking, a lot of shooting and dodging and, funny quips and like cool set pieces. Like it's a solid like 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? It's much better than the fucking one that came out before this.
Gotham Knights.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that game, dude. This game is much better than that, in my opinion. Like the traversal feels better in this game because, like, each character has their own thing they do to like get around. Excuse me, to get around.
How does Harley Quinn get around?
She stole she stole a fucking like bat glider thing and a grappling hook, and she like grapples onto it. She swings like Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fucking my favorite character as far as just the way they play is Deadshot, but I fucking can't stand Deadshot as like a character. You know what I mean? Because he's like, all the other gang is like all funny and like, have personality.
I never miss.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm just Deadshot, I'm like, that's so fucking boring, but you have the best fucking abilities. Like, he's got like a jetpack and like, he can fly around and drop bombs on people like Iron Man and shit. And it's like, I can either be, the shark guy is pretty cool too, but like, as far as like, my favorite character to play as is Deadshot. My favorite character to like just be for like the humor is probably Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't like Harley Quinn's like gameplay as much. You know what I mean? So I find myself like switching back and forth between like all the characters, and like it incentivizes you to switch between the characters if you're playing solo, which you can do at any time at the touch of a D-pad, which is pretty cool. But like one character every level will have like a psyched up thing, and usually it's something related to the story at that moment in time. You know what I mean? And that character will get like a buff to their fucking, damage they do and the total health they get and shit like that. I mean, all in all, the combat is serviceable but pretty basic, you know what I mean? I wish the enemies had more variety, but the boss fights are really cool, and like the graphics are fucking insane. Like, it looks really good. Like,
yeah, I've heard the graphics are amazing, but but
all in all, I mean, it's not gonna fucking win any awards or anything, but if you just want like a fun romp through a superhero world with a cool superhero story behind it, like, it is what it is. When this game is $30, people will be all over it. You know what I mean? Like, but right now at its full price, I can see why it's not the most popular thing.
What's the deal with the like, have you witnessed any of the deaths of the Justice League characters yet?
No, but we chopped off the Flash's finger, which was fucking hilarious. Like, the fucking boomerang guy like is just beating the shit out of the Flash, like, and he's not fucking possessed or anything. He's just the fucking like normal Flash, you know what I mean? But they found him all beat up, and the boomerang guy, I guess, has some sort of vendetta against him. So he's like beating him up, getting his thing. And then he pulls out his little knife thing, and like he looks away and like accidentally like chops the Flash's like finger off. So like half the game he's just like carrying this finger around. It's just like a lot of like funny shit like that going on, you know what I mean? I don't know. I really enjoy like the actual like story and the cutscenes and stuff. I just feel like the gameplay itself leaves a little bit to be desired. You know what I mean?
You were the one that we were talking to the other day. You haven't watched the new Suicide Squad, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, just watch it.
I
think you'll probably get
yeah.
more into, like, if you like the humor of that, like, that's literally
the same kind of thing.
Yeah, just make sure it's the James Gunn one and not the David Ayer or whatever.
Yeah, you can tell that this is inspired by that same sort of like, James Gunny.
The James Gunn one almost feels like an indie movie, like with superheroes in it, where like they just don't give a fuck about like the overarching like superheroes. They're just like, here's something happening in this world that's really fun,
Yeah. So. This one is, I don't know. I like the idea of the superheroes being the bad guys. Like, when they first announced it, I'm kind of like, okay, that's weird. But, like, it makes every boss fight have, like, a cool... Like, every boss is important because you're fighting a well-known, like, superhero, You're fighting, like, the Green Lantern or Wonder Woman or something.
And Batman.
They all have, like, a fun gameplay loop, Like, I really do enjoy the boss fights and stuff. I just...
No, I mean, honestly, like... This would never happen. Like, Superman would just murder all of them, and like he would just have to think.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Batman beats the fucking shit out of him at the beginning of the game. Like,
my thing is like they're shooting him with guns. They're shooting Superman with guns.
Yeah, but it's not just you're shooting Superman with guns. It's like you have the other fucking like heroes on your side and shit. It's not just like it's like you and the Flash are beating the shit out of somebody. You know what I mean? It's not like
I thought the Flash goes evil.
You got to play the story to get the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't they all go evil? All the main ones?
All the
so
Justice
far,
League.
they're all in my game. I'm only about 4 hours in. Everybody is evil except for Wonder Woman right now.
Okay.
And Wonder Woman's just a dick, but she's not. She's not evil yet. She's just a fucking.
She's just already without the evil.
Like
takeover.
She like stabs one of the evil dudes and like flings the blood all over the fucking Suicide Squad, and she's like, I need to help the people who need protecting and not you guys. She's just being an asshole, but she's like,
Well, you guys are like convicted murderers.
Yeah, I know, but like, damn guys, we're out here trying to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you have a reason. You have a thing on your neck, that kind of prevents you from leaving. But yeah.
All in all, like it's a fun game if you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, just don't go into it expecting a masterpiece. You know what I mean? But like, if you just want a fun like shooter game, like it's better than fucking like Warframe or something like that. Good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It reminds me of the Suicide Squad movie where like they first show the Weasel guy and like he's like, oh, what the fuck is this thing? He's like, you set me next to a werewolf or whatever, and he's like, oh no, he's like, that's the Weasel or I forget whatever his actual name is, and he's like, that's just Weasel. He's harmless. He's like, well, he's actually not harmless. He killed like 15 kids, but he's
It gotta be a straitjacket, right?
Yeah, no, he's just sitting there.
Oh, they're just chilling there.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, like, just fucking, like, just looking at everybody. No, it's so good. Watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you want like that kind of humor, just stretched between a bunch of like scenes of shooting fucking purple guys and superheroes, then yeah, I mean, this the game's for you. You know what I mean?
Whoops.
But
Sweet.
it's probably not for most people. Like, I will go out and say that. If you can find a friend to play it with, then it really would probably be a fun experience. You know what I mean?
But,
I mean, I'm going to play through the whole thing just for the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the story looks good. If they would have just made an animated movie out of it that looks like the game, like that type of, like, I would have just watched that.
Oh, that'd be sick, yeah.
Just,
I would fuck around and watch that.
Like a fucking, what
Honestly,
was it, Advent
Rocksteady
Children?
should just make a fucking animated movie like Pixar. It would probably take about the same amount, like less effort probably, because you don't have to program a bunch of shit, you know what I mean?
Just make the cutscenes into a movie.
Beautiful as possible, you know what I mean?
Actually, that might be the best case scenario. Just we could just go and watch all of this cutscenes.
I know people that have
together.
done that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's enjoyable. But I
like the fun.
I want to play the game.
Part, yeah.
Like, the game is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just kind of repetitive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like looter shooters. I like finding legendary guns and this gun has this effect, and like, it's fun. It's got that Borderlands-y thing going for it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it's also kind of got that like Anthem-y thing, not like how shitty Anthem was, but like, you know how like you fly around in Anthem, like it's kind of got that vibe too, like where you're just constantly flying through, shooting everything. Sounds
like this game would be great for VR, first person. Like, I feel like that would make it that much better.
It would be hard to do, I think, in VR because there's so much like fast moving, you know what I mean? Like, you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm just saying, like, the idea
boomerang guy would be
like,
cool in VR because he like, there's one dude who like throws a boomerang and then like teleports to the boomerang, so like you can like throw it and like it'll fly through the fucking air and then you'll teleport to it and then you can throw it again while you're in the air and teleport again.
I don't know. I feel like in VR, that would probably be one of the hardest fucking abilities, just because you have a bad throw and you fucking teleport,
Just end up somewhere.
completely not where you want to be.
Oh yeah, but it would still be fun though. I mean, and you could do that by like just when you're holding the trigger, it shows where it's gonna land.
Yeah.
And then it'd just be like doing teleportation.
No. It's all up to your throw.
Oh, okay.
You want to play this in VR? You gotta be
like
the superhero.
you gotta have some you know.
I think you could use some kind of smart technology,
sure.
you know, like in Spider-Man, how it kind of guides Spider-Man around the buildings, but makes it feel like you're organically doing it. You know what I mean? Like that's what you could put something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know.
But anyways, what else do you play?
Besides that, I've been playing the Persona 3 Reload.
I've heard it's great.
Oh, it's fucking excellent. It's
Nice.
really, really good. Yeah.
You glad you waited?
Yeah, I'm glad I waited. I actually am really glad because, like, there's so many times I've went to play Persona 3 or Persona
On PSP version or whatever.
The PSP version doesn't do it for me because your character in the like scenes between when you're like walking around doing your daily life, which is like 70% of Persona. You don't have a little character walking around the map doing shit. You just have like a little dot, and the dot goes to different places.
What
and
the
I'm
fuck?
like, that doesn't
Because it came out on PSP.
Yeah.
But
it's
I mean,
old
I
school,
feel like
you
they
know?
could have done a little more than that.
Honestly, I feel like they could have too because the dungeon parts are normal looking. Like the dungeon parts have your little character running around hitting shadows with the sword and shit, just like the original PS2 game. But then the PSP game has all this content that came out exclusively for PSP. Blah blah blah.
Like
Long
story
story short. Fucking, this is the definitive way to play it for sure.
It's got all the extra shit.
No, it doesn't have all
No?
the extra shit. Okay, so the PSP game had a girl character you could play as. This one brings it back to just the PS2 version where you don't have like a choice. You're forced to play as the dude character.
I think I read somewhere that the girl character thing was just how they originally were going to do the story, and then they decided to throw it all out. So then on the PSP version, they just added it back in.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so. It's kind of like just a fun like bonus mode.
Yeah,
like,
it's not really like super important or anything.
No, it changes a lot of the dialogue and stuff and some of the like relationship choices and stuff, but overall it doesn't really affect that much. But like it's still kind of one of those things that gets cut out of like the PSP version. And I'm sure there's other things too that I don't know about because but I think they added stuff too, like quality of life things from like the Persona 5 and shit, you know what I mean? Like that makes the game, A, look better and B, just function better for like an old game that just, is kind of dated at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But like overall, like my biggest problem with Persona 3 is that so far, like there's not been any like crazy like story moments. Like Persona 5 and 4 have like these like driving things going on in the game that like push you to the next thing that's important,
Yeah.
Whereas like Persona 3 kind of does, but it just doesn't feel as like important.
Urgent?
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's a PSP game,
but
bro.
also, I just started, so maybe once I get further in, something crazy will happen. I don't know.
Is this one a murder mystery?
It's not a PSP game. It originally was a PS2 game.
Yeah, but once again, PS2 game. Like I feel like back then, like in video games, the stories were there.
Persona 4 original, not Golden, was a PS2 game also.
I thought it was PS3.
It originally came out on PS2. But Persona 4 Golden came out on
PSP
Vita.
or PS Vita. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like it was like also their third one, and the two before that were like not even legit like Persona games. So like this was their first try to make a good story. And I think they got better as it went on. So it's like
don't get me wrong. Like it definitely like they found their footing with this one. You know what I mean? And you can see the bones that like form the rest of the series, But like each one, like 4 and 5 have like 4 has like dungeons that are like specific to like what's going on in the game, you know what I mean? And like each dungeon has its own vibe and feel. Persona 5 has dungeons also that are like what are
palaces.
They called? The palaces. Yeah, they have the palaces, which are like the dungeons of the game. But then you also have mementos. So Persona 3 has a place called Tartarus, which is basically like Mementos, but there's no fucking dungeons or palaces or anything. It's basically like Persona 5, but you only can go to Mementos. There's no like other shit. You know what I mean? As far as like you're not going into people's brains or going into their TVs or anything. Like you're just going to fucking Mementos over and over again.
To the same ones.
yeah, it's like you're working you know how like in Mementos you're like trying to go up the ladder and get to as high of a floor as you can. It's just like that. You're in Tartarus, you're trying to go as high as you can. You know, right now.
So they're basically gyms without any like
every like 10 floors you'll fight like a boss or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, right now I'm on like the 31st floor or something like that. You know what I mean? But also there'll be like parts where it stops you. There was one part in the game where you're not in Tartarus fighting shadows, and that was actually the best part of the game so far. It was like you go on this like subway or something, and you like fight some shadows, and then you fight like the big boss of that part of the game, and that was really cool. So I guess there are segments of the game that aren't in Tartarus, but they're really short and mostly just like boss fights or like boss rushes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. Like, the actual story, is, it leaves a little desired, but, like, the actual, like, life simulation, living in Japan, I never get tired of that shit. You know what I mean? The characters look cool. It's got ray tracing for some fucking reason, which just seems excessive, but it's fucking awesome. It's really good. I mean, all in all, like, I'm really enjoying it. Like, and it's on Game Pass. And I'll tell you what. I was going on the casino trip or whatever, and I was like, fuck it. I want to fucking play this on the road,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to go through the whole fucking thing with my Steam Deck, Like, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to get the Game Pass Ultimate so I can do that on the Steam Deck. You know what I mean? So, like, I got the cloud gaming or whatever. So I went to the hotel, and I hooked up to the hotel's internet, which I read out on their thing. They get, like, 100 megabytes at the hotel or whatever. And I did the cloud gaming on that and played Persona 3 on it, and it worked pretty good. I think Xbox has worked out a lot of the kinks with their cloud gaming stuff.
It depends on where you're at. So I looked this up, and the reason why it sucks in certain places, it doesn't matter how good your internet is. It depends on how close you are to one of the Azure servers, like, in the world. Like, so, like...
We must have got a new one down here then, because, like, fucking shit was going smooth for me. I was playing that shit really well. Like, it was nice.
Like, here... I'm like, even though I've got gigabit internet and like I typically run, like my Wi-Fi speed test will show like 300 up and down. Like, it doesn't matter. I'll still get really bad lag.
Well, and see, that's what I was going to say is, like, I did it, like, in the car on the way there on my 5G internet, like, on my phone.
Because it's not based off your internet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I did it just off the wireless data, and it was playing fine.
Yep.
Like, I was playing the game well.
It's because you're closer to the server. So, it like, where I'm at, the server that it pings off of is too far away. Like, so
Have you tried it recently? Because maybe they've added a new server or something.
Well, and to add to that, like, my younger brother Tate, was using it at my house, which is only like 15 minutes away, playing fucking Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
Played it for hours on it, like days and days, like
really?
with only a little bit, like every now and then, if he like went out into like a big area that he hadn't loaded yet, you would see like a little bit of stutter, but I was very surprised.
It's more the input lag that's the issue for me.
See, for me, it's not even that bad. Like I have worse input lag with the DLSS frame generation thing on my computer. Honestly, like, you know what I mean? Like,
what it is I probably need to go in and try to set my region and like change my region or something. But I haven't like taken the time to do it because I just don't give a fuck. But because like I can download anything really fast.
Yeah, I mean, downloading is still king if you have the time to do it and you're gonna
when
play
you're
the
on
game
the way,
a lot. Yeah, but if you're just like going to a hotel and you just want to play your favorite game, like
it's badass.
It worked really well.
Yeah.
And I actually think I was just gonna do like a month of Ultimate, but I think I'm gonna probably keep doing Ultimate. And I'll tell you what, I found a website where you can get an Ultimate subscriptions. Like, it's one of those like CD key websites or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're like fucking $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to pay the full fucking $17 or whatever fucking they're trying to charge you for fucking Ultimate, which is ridiculous. But
yeah, it's badass. But anyways, yeah. So do you was that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
I'll go next just because we're on the talking about the Japanese walking around, in Japan place. I'm playing Yakuza 0.
Oh, cool.
On Game Pass. I don't know why. I was just like, dude, I just want to get in, some kind of RPG, but Japan, and dude, Yakuza.
They call those JRPGs.
This is not so much. Yakuza 0 is literally just Shinmu, but like better.
Like good.
It's good Shinmu, good voice acting, good cutscenes, like good story. the walking around is literally the same thing except for better. Like you can just go into like Sega, arcades and like play full Sega games and like claw machine games and stuff like that. And there's so much to collect, so much to do. You can go play karaoke. Like I've just been having a blast with that, like just beating
really
the shit
fun,
out of
yeah.
people and then running over and like just getting a bunch of money from beating the shit out of people and then going
Spending
into
it in the arcade.
like I like how one of the first things side quest that I ran into is like this like high school boy and girl are like fighting and he's like and she runs off. She's like, you're always judging me about my money or whatever. And so like the boy is like, hey, can you help me? My girlfriend has been running into a lot of money lately, and I'm scared of where she's getting all this money from. And then you go hunt her down. She's like selling her panties on the side of the street. And you have to like talk her out of it. Like it'd be like, how, why are you doing this? Like why, how would you feel if your parents found out about this? Like, would you feel proud or whatever?
The game is weird as hell.
It's so weird.
They're all weird too. There's like 10 of them, and they're all weird as fuck. Like,
and so like she's like, I'm only doing this because if I don't do it, then the girl that runs this whole like panty selling ring is going to get me bullied at school. So then you have to go find the panty selling ringleader, who's this other high school girl. And she's just like, I can do whatever I want, and like you try to talk her out of it. And she's like, or he's like, what would your parents think? And she's like, both of my parents are dead, and like, I have nothing to lose. And then and you're like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know about that. And she's like, see, you're an idiot. My parents are dead, blah, blah, blah. Like it just goes into the same. She's like, what kind of grown man falls for that bullshit? And then he's like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go let that girl know that, this isn't going to work. And so you're walking off and then one of the guys shows up and like, because you tell her like, oh, you're playing in the adult world. You're going to get burned or whatever. And so like, as you're walking off, a guy shows up with a knife and he's like, Suzuka, I love you. And she's like, whoa, like I can just sell you more panties. And he's like, no, he's like, I love you and you're going to come with me forever. And then so you have to beat the shit out of the guy. And then like, she's like, you were right, And like, that's like one of the first side quests you go on. And so like, she's like, I'm going to shut down the ring. I didn't realize how much danger I was putting everybody in, and like, he's like, what?
Or, a lot of that could have just been avoided by calling the cops.
Yeah. No, you just got to let the Yakuza dude handle it. And so like the whole story is like, you start out in the Yakuza, but you were like an orphan and like you and your orphan brother joined the Yakuza because the guy who runs the daycare orphanage place that you're in was a Yakuza member. You look up to him and then now he's in prison and you're trying to clear his name. And so you got to like get out of the Yakuza. Like it's so fucking, it's just everywhere, but it's so good and it's so fun. And then like, after I got done doing a couple of side quests, I was like, all right, I'm going to just go play in the arcade. So I go in the arcade and they have like this claw machine. It's so addicting. And I'm trying to get all of the different like things you can get out of the arcade machine because like you can get everything out of it. And then like, you just put coins in. And then if you need more money, you just go beat the shit out of somebody outside and then you come back in. And then like you tell the guy like, hey, replace all the toys in the claw machine because I already caught all these. He'll come and replace them, and so like you're just constantly collecting things.
Or they all have like one addictive ass mini game. Like there's one with like a baseball thing that's really addictive where you're just trying to hit home runs.
Yeah.
And there's one with like
this one has bowling.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's one with like a karaoke thing where you're like actually trying to like make him like hit the notes right and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so fun. Like the game is just fun. There's a lot of fun shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play through this one. This one is supposedly the first chronologically. Like Yakuza 0, and then you're supposed to do like the Kiwami 1 and 2, which is or just Kiwami
1, 2, and 3, I think.
Yeah, all put together of like the old ones. Kiwami is the remakes or the remastered version.
Kiwami is just the remaster of the first 3. They did Kiwami 1, 2, and 3
all in one.
No, they're all different games, I think.
No, but I'm saying in Kiwami they put them all into one, right? Or is that like you play like, Kiwami and it has all 3 of them split up?
Kiwami just basically means it's the remake version. So they'll have like Kiwami 1,
Kiwami 2,
and
Kiwami 3.
3.
Okay, gotcha.
I think anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And so I guess this one's like the prequel or something?
And then 4 is just called 4 Remastered. 4 is remastered also, but it's not called fucking Kiwami. It's just Yakuza 4 remastered.
And a lot of them are on Game Pass too.
Yeah.
So this one is not an RPG. It's an RPG, but it's not like turn-based fighting. Like you actually just fight like in this one. So lots of
the turn-based ones didn't start until the most recent like a Dragon one came out, or not the most recent, but the one before it, the Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think is what it's called, and then. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is also turn-based, I think. But, But the one that also just came out, The Man Who Erased His Name, is more like the traditional Yakuza game.
Where you're fighting.
Yeah, it's just
I like the fighting. I like being able to, like, learn new moves and, like, different stances, like, go between brutal mode, rush mode, or, like, beast mode and stuff. It's cool. It's a really fun game. So if you're bored and you want something to waste time in, with some simmy-type stuff going on, relationship building, collect-a-thon, just
I love
insane
finding
shit.
the little sparkly locker keys or whatever. When you get
this one, it's just like they're cards with like with women on them that you sell to this guy in an alley, basically, who's trying to collect them all. Yeah, there's one side quest where like you go into this alley and there's this guy selling mushrooms or whatever. But he's actually just selling normal mushrooms. Like he's
Did
like,
you find the guy who needs toilet paper yet?
Not yet.
Oh man,
I'm only like 5 hours in or so. It's been fun though. But besides that, we played some Lethal Company.
Yeah, we
how's that?
we got the Discord on Lethal Company. We played it flat screen for a good bit. For a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck it. I was like, I've been eyeballing modding it to put in VR.
We did.
And we did.
Yeah, we did.
And me and Jamel played it in VR.
Oh man, y'all should have let me know. I'll get in on
It
that.
was.
Dude, it's fun. Have you played it?
No, I never even fucking.
Lethal,
No. I've
Lethal
heard
Company?
of it, but I haven't played it. Like I've heard it's cool.
It's so
very
much, yeah.
similar to like an Among Us type game, like where it just has that same vibe, but it's not that. It's like, so you go in, you have 3 days to collect scrap and get it to the company so that they can buy it off of you, and you have to hit a quota. If you don't hit that quota, then when you go into space, they just suck you out into space.
You get
kill
ejected into space.
Yeah, it's so like so there's lots of things that can kill you in this game, and basically it's however many you want to do because it's modded, so you could have like 4 or 5 people, but typically it's 4 people. You're all on the ship. You go to different randomly generated planets, and then you got to go into the place and collect scrap, and then bring it to the ship, and then take it back to the company. And it's all in first person.
Is it hard to mod it?
No, it's fucking easy as hell.
I walked all of them through it in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we were good to go. And, so we're playing in VR mode and they're on flat screen, but it's still fun. Like we're just like running around, and it's actually terrifying in VR because like you go into places and it's all proximity chat. So you turn off Discord, everything's proximity.
And good proximity too. Like if you're in like a big room, it'll echo and stuff.
Oh, I love that.
If you're in a canyon, like we were walking through a canyon and we had like a echo that sounded like we were in like
a canyon.
it all fits.
Or if you fall in the water to drown, like you hear like whenever they're talking, like your voice gets all like bubbled over.
Yeah, like Brian jumped into some fucking quicksand and was like he was like yelling. He's like, oh no, quicksand, bro.
Yeah, and so like
and the game does it. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, and so you go inside of this place and it's dark as hell, and like you gotta maneuver through these hallways and staircases and stuff, and there's just like these creatures that'll like come out and just murder you. So like you'll be talking and then like you're just like, okay, let's go, and then like the person that's with you is just like
calm silent.
Yeah, it's just like Hans, are you alive? And then it's like you don't hear anything. So like, but like you can get walkie-talkies and things like that, and it makes it really funny because like you'll just be talking to you hear them screaming in the walkie-talkie, and then just goes radio silence, and you're just in the dark, and you're like fuck, and they can't talk to you when they're dead. So like until you get back to the ship and fly away, they don't respawn or whatever. So like you're just stuck in this dark place by yourself. And these creatures are like giant spiders, or like there's this weird like bug thing that goes yippee. And it's got like red eyes and like just comes out of the fucking dark.
It's the little loot creatures. Like you can offer them up. Like if you have loot on them, if you don't have any loot at all, they won't fuck with you. But if you've got any form of loot, they'll come up to you and they'll give you a chance. If you give them your loot, then they'll go away. I think it's like 1 item per creature. I've never given them loot. I always told them to fuck off.
Yeah, we just run.
Yeah. But you can give them a piece of loot, but then you can also follow them, and it'll take it. It'll go back to its like group, and there'll be like fucking 6 of them with a little loot pile and shit.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
Yeah, that's
But
real terrifying.
If you don't give him loot though, he'll jump on your head and fucking eat your face until you die.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And then that's another funny thing with the proximity chat and stuff is if there's those creatures that'll jump on your head, and then there's something else that'll like suction on your head, and your voice is muffled whenever it's on your head.
Yeah, and like you gotta, the only way to get them off is to go outside of the building. So like your teammates have to like kind of be like, follow me over this way. And, like you have to follow the voice to try and get out of the building before it kills you. And there's just so many random things like, like people don't tell you. So like whenever you're first coming in, you're standing on the edge of your ship, and like a lot of people just jump off and they just die.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. All right, we got to restart. We forgot to tell them not to jump off immediately or whatever. And like just some fun stuff like that. It's just a really cool, immersive game.
Yeah, and in VR, it's a whole nother level.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so much fun.
Fun.
Dude, the VR mod it's such a like just really good VR port.
Oh, yeah.
Like full arm control. Like and all the
Grabbing
menus
stuff.
pop out like they should, like in VR and everything. Like
Or it's
Dude,
on your
let me know when
wrist.
y'all go back in. I'll buy
Fucking-
that shit. I got a $50 Visa gift card
Dude,
for
it's
my
only
birthday
10
that's
it's only 10
burning
bucks.
a hole in my pocket.
Yeah, it's cheap as fuck.
It's only
Yeah,
$10
Buy Lethal
$10.
Company will
Fuck yeah.
definitely run one with you.
Hell yeah,
and then
dude.
I'll send you the mod manager that you need to get, and then I can just send you a code, and you can put that code in, and it'll download the whole profile,
Cool.
and it'll sync up perfectly with ours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So,
What
but yeah,
else? Yeah,
a lot
what
of
else
fun.
did we do? Oh, we went to
yeah,
VR chat.
Yeah, so I took him
Yeah.
in the VR chat.
Oh, y'all did the VR
Yeah.
chat? Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Did you get on PC and go on VR chat?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
because he had to be. I
that's
wanted
important.
to. Yeah, well, I wanted
Did
to
you get
specifically.
Did you get VR working on your PC? What happened there? Like,
No, I still haven't gotten
Alex going?
Alex to run right. Like, I can't.
No. I think that's going to be solved now.
Why?
Because that setting that you changed in Oculus that wasn't letting you play VR chat, or that was like fucking up. No, that setting I guarantee is what was interfering. Unless is Alex on Oculus Store?
No, Alex is in Steam.
Yeah. So I'm about 99.9% sure that was the issue.
yeah. I figured it was
allowing-
something. There's always one setting that'll just fix everything.
Well,
you
because
know what I mean? Like-
whenever you first do Oculus Link, you have to like Air Link or even just like wired link. You have to change a setting in the Oculus app that allows Steam VR to run.
Oh, really?
Because Oculus.
Well,
is
Steam
such
VR works fine. I just can't run. So, like, my problem is whenever I open up, like, whenever I launch Quest Link and I go in and I just start a game in Steam through Quest Link, it just pops up on the screen as, like, my desktop screen. Like, it doesn't go into VR mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you're
it's
having
like
the same issue with Lethal Company, and then you change that setting and it worked.
Yeah.
That setting. That setting looks at because like were you able to get into like Steam VR like the full like VR lobby before that?
Yeah.
You're able. It didn't.
Yeah,
go desktop
because it's
mode?
an app. Like, Steam VR is an
Well,
app
the game
inside
should
of
open
Quest.
up in the same form though.
Yeah, but it doesn't work right. So what
Try
I
it-
think I
try
need
it
to
now
do
that
is
you changed that
open
setting, though.
Quest VR in my Oculus and then go open Quest Link and run it through Quest Link. I don't know.
You shouldn't have to do that though. Is what I'm saying because I don't have to. I don't have to launch Steam VR. Like even when I'm in Oculus Link, I don't have to launch Steam VR then do the games. I can automatically just click on the games from the Steam like page, like the library, and it'll automatically launch. Like it'll do Steam VR straight into the game.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that for mine. We'll figure it out though.
Yeah,
But
no, it was yeah.
VR
So
chat.
we did PC VR chat specifically because I wanted to show them this world that like they took this like EDM type song and did just basically a fully immersive kind of like music video is the best way I can describe. Or Jamel, I mean you saw it. It's hard for me to describe, but like you go into this big empty void of a space. You hit start and then you just look out. And it does like all this crazy shit along like with this song.
Oh, that's cool.
oh yeah, it was fucking crazy. It's just a crazy experience.
And it's so cool. And that's what I really wanted to take them into VR. And then we went and we wandered around to like different random worlds and shit.
Hell yeah.
Fucking
Fuck
went
with
to
some furries.
just
Yeah, some
observed and like Jamel was like, what the fuck?
Well, one of them was like running around like was I did like so they said some weird shit. We like walked around a corner and somebody was talking about like pulling his dick off and like do you remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
And I was just like, what is happening? It was just like a group of weirdly like dressed furry people and then like a weird like anime person with like just the weirdest like whatever. Anyways, and they were just having this weird conversation. We're just standing there like, oh, all right. And then we just like walked off.
And we went out back and there was like a whole group of fucking players that were like, it looked like 4 of them were watching something
on a trash can.
Yeah, like
or like on a dumpster.
But like nobody was saying or doing anything. They were just like sitting out there, and we are like,
a lot of them.
From
I
one
noticed
weird
that.
thing to another, and we're like,
a lot of them will sit there in those clubs, like just staring out the window.
Dude, they'll lounge,
like,
or they're not staring out the window. They're staring at a mirror. They
but
just
why? What are you fucking doing,
dude? It's like
they're just sitting.
It's
there.
becoming like a whole culture now to just lounge in VR chat and like. Sometimes they'll like talk or whatever, but a lot of times they'll just sit there and stare at their models because like a lot of these models they've had like custom created and stuff.
That is
it gets weird. It's like
saddest thing
like
I've ever heard.
Virtual narcissism, I guess, is like.
I don't know,
no,
dude. It was sad. It was like a lot of them are just sitting there and they're like, or like one time there's like this anime like just just most like lewd. Ridiculous anime
virtual narcissism,
and she's like walking around and then like this I guess one of the dudes like walked up and like virtually like she's like, can you keep your hands to yourself? I'm like, this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I'm like
meanwhile, I'm Mordecai and Jamel's Jack the Samurai.
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack.
I could pull out my sword and stuff, and I'm just like walking around.
My dude's like a pepperoni with sunglasses. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why.
We just went to a random avatar like place where you can just pick random avatars.
I found this one that was just like a hallway, like just full of fucking random shit. There's like the Rocco's Modern Life and Beauty and
there's
the Beast
everything.
And,
there's hundreds of avatar worlds now that you can find damn near anything. Like if it's in pop culture,
it was like 2019 avatars, 2020 avatars, 20 like it's like what the fuck is this?
It's all categorized by dates and shit.
But we went to the Spider-Man place where we were just swinging around like in New York as you know, like using.
Did you put on Spider-Man avatars?
No. We just went as ourselves, just fucking swinging around
as ourselves as Mordecai and Samurai Jack.
Yeah, it's Samurai Jack, just fucking, and you like jump twice and you do like crazy fucking spins and like Spider-Man, like aerial shit.
It's really cool.
It was nice.
It's done pretty well actually. I like the Spider-Man world.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Then we went to like a first-person shooter world, and then there was like one where
an aircraft carrier. We got in a jet.
Yeah, in a jet just flying around.
I was trying. Jamel was in like the co-pilot seat, and I was flying, and this other kid who obviously played this world a fucking lot. And the jets were done actually pretty well, like all the controls and shit. And we took off, and I was trying to kill him, but it didn't work out. And then he blew us up, I think, before we even took off one time. But
damn.
Yeah. Fucking if you do it right, like Adventures in VR Chat can be pretty fun as long as you know the places to avoid.
Especially if you're on a PC. Some of those, if you're on like the standalone quest and you try to go on VR Chat, some of those worlds, like it'll let you go on them, but it'll just bug the fuck out because the quest can't handle it,
Yeah, we went to a Wii tennis one. Like,
we did.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We were just playing tennis. But I shouldn't have had my the avatar that I chose because like playing that as sword. Samurai Jack, every time you pull the trigger to like pick up the thing, like your sword just immediately flies to your hand. And so like I had a sword with the fucking tennis racket like stuck together.
That's awesome.
It was
Next time we play, we'll get you. We got to get you like a couple avatars for like different settings. I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a whole fucking slew of different ones.
Yeah,
I've got like a Titanfall.
Do I
have a Titanfall mech that's like 20 feet in game?
That's me in Bone Lab. That game, Bone Lab, you can like set avatars to this thing on your arm, and you have like 6 different avatars, and you can like pull it out different lengths to have different avatars. So like 1 second you can just be like a tiny little like elf character that's like this big, and the world around you is like gigantic, and then you like pull the thing, and then you're just fucking Titanfall all of a sudden and everything's tiny, you know. But the
I
cool
tried.
thing
I
about,
tried Bone Labs or Bone Works or something, and it was just I couldn't get into it.
It's like my favorite game. The cool thing about Bone Lab is like everything is like has weight to it. So
And
if you're
stat
like
points to the different avatars too.
yeah, exactly. So if you're like the little gnome guy, you're not gonna be able to like pick up something super heavy, you know. But if you're like the Titanfall dude, you can like break doors open that shouldn't be like able to be broken open and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's cool. Like
Seemed like it was just kind of like a do whatever the fuck you want sandbox thing.
no, there's like a whole ass story to it, but you have to like first of all, if you're playing on my profile, it's probably you're probably playing in the world where the story's already like you might want to hit like a new game type of thing. You know what I mean?
I
But,
kept
like,
trying that, but it was just I was like new game, and it was like pick which level. I'm like, no, I said new game, and it no matter how many times I hit new game, it would just like literally give me the list of levels. I'm like, what?
Huh,
Yeah.
that's weird. Yeah, it should just start you a whole new game. I don't know.
Next time we take a romp in VR, though, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, for
most
sure.
of-
Well, problem is though, I don't know how's that gonna work.
Well, I can just leave my I can just sign out of his and then just do
Well, if
my
you're playing on
it's
Steam,
VR
it won't
chat's
matter.
free. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
like-
I'm playing as McBooty in Steam chat.
True,
or
true,
in
true.
VR chat, I mean.
Yeah, because it's through Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Because
I'm
people
talking
are
about
coming up, they're like,
within-
oh, are you the McBooty?
No, that guy was just fucking.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
but he's
yeah,
making
yeah.
fun of my voice or my my
Name,
name. So
yeah.
it's like,
But in any other case, like for any other games, like we have to have that separation too. Because if he's using his Oculus account and playing games on Oculus, I don't think y'all are gonna be able to do like you wouldn't.
I'm not
You'd have to have the
100%
game-
sure about that though.
Really?
You know, because like it so far it hasn't affected either of us. Like you know,
Have
what I
y'all
mean?
tried to
I
play at the
haven't
same
kicked you
time,
out
though?
or anything yet.
no.
He hasn't kicked me out of any games, but I haven't necessarily tried to play like at the same time as you that I know
Yeah.
of. But like we might have. You know, I
Yeah.
play a lot. You know what I mean?
But the only game that we'd be trying to play is Lethal Company, which I have on Steam,
Yeah.
and then VR Chat, which I have on Steam
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I think just for the sake of experimentation, we should try to play like Arizona Sunshine or something on the same
I'd be
account,
curious
like
to see.
locally, just
Yeah,
to
see what it
see what
does.
it does. Yeah,
I'm,
you know.
I'm thinking not just because like if that was the case, then you could just account share with fucking everybody. And
Yeah.
there'd
I
be
mean,
no
you'd think
like-
that, but like, are there enough people with VR headsets that are like, friends with each other to where that would even really be a problem? You know, like
I mean, if you look at the younger demographic, like if we're talking about like kids that play VR and stuff. If
Yeah.
one parent, buys all of his fucking games for him, he's like, oh guys,
we could
just
probably
share."
look this up right now. Here,
Yeah,
I'll do a little research.
I'm thinking
while
no,
we're-
just for like the obvious reasons of like they don't want people.
Here, I'll
account
find out
sharing.
right now. No worries.
But
Yeah. What else do you play or
what else do we
anything
play?
besides Warzone?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean a little bit of Warzone. I didn't get any fucking kills. I'm getting so tired of Call of Duty.
I
don't think I got a single in the 3 games that we played. I don't think I got a single fucking kill. I
yeah.
was so mad.
Yeah, we lots of cheating
I don't know.
going on.
It's just like it's different now. I don't know. But no, I don't think I played anything else really. There was one other thing, but I can't really remember. But yeah. I'm looking at the game Enshrouded right now. Thinking about trying that one. It's basically like a more dressed up Valheim from what I've seen.
More Palworld.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's like Palworld, but more on the like. There's more of like dungeons and exploration to do of like more traditional high fantasy shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is saying you can make an account on the headset, right?
Mhm.
And as long as you leave my account as the primary account on the headset, and like it'll let the games that I've downloaded still be accessible from your account. So basically, you could still play the games like from your account
But as a different profile.
but as a different
Yeah,
profile.
that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so download
And it also says that it shouldn't boot you out. Like it says we could both be playing different games at the same time, and it won't boot either of us out. It should.
I mean, it definitely hasn't so
Yeah.
far. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyways, let's get into the video game news. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of these articles as our own. We're just bringing them all to one place for your ears. And yeah, so
We should probably start with the
yeah.
PlayStation stuff. Yeah.
go for it if you got it.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here.
us.
Let me find it. I'm sorry. I do have it. I just
Snacking
gotta
on
find it real quick. Okay, here we go. everything revealed
Eat a
at the State of
Snickers.
Play. This is not in the correct order. This is just the order that the PlayStation.blog has it listed. So bear with me here. We got a really good State of Play this past week. So I'm pretty psyched about a lot of these announcements. First of all, Dave the Diver was announced, simple indie game, but it's been, pretty popular among PC players and Switch users and stuff. So
so it wasn't on PlayStation.
it wasn't yet. So.
I thought this was like a sequel or something.
No,
Or
but
I thought it was DLC.
Well, they did announce DLC also.
Oh,
They
okay,
announced the
okay.
game, and then they announced a Godzilla DLC to go with
Yeah,
it. Which
yeah,
I'm not
okay,
sure.
I
That's
did see
kind of a
that.
weird crossover, but it seems pretty
Yeah.
cool. Then we got a Death Stranding 2 trailer, which is one of the weirdest trailers I've ever seen in my whole life. I mean, as if it made Death Stranding 1 look normal. You know what I mean? Like, there's a dude with a fucking, like, guitar that's like a lightsaber, and he's, like, fighting some other guy, and then there's, like, it was a weird-ass
That's
fucking...
Troy Baker, the clown.
The clown dude?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah,
That's
he
funny.
was a clown with, like, a lightsaber guitar, and then there was, like... it was a lot going on, man.
It was like a marionette puppet that looked like Jigsaw,
Oh yeah,
kind
the
of.
Jigsaw puppet that like was talking. I guess he's like your sidekick, and he's moving at like fucking 14 frames per second, and everything else in the fucking scene is going like perfect 60 frames per second.
See,
All I know is
I
it
don't-
made me not want to play it. Like,
It looked way too confusing, dude. Like it's like
yeah, I was
like
just about to say, like, not having played the first one and only having seen trailers and shit, I don't have the slightest fucking clue what the objective of these games are.
there
I
is
don't-
none.
like-
It's like imagine like if you were to take like a Studio Ghibli film story and like just put it into
Jumble it
like
up.
a Kojima game. Like there's never a real rhyme or reason to what's happening. Almost it's just like
it's
here
like
you
the whole
fucking
game
go.
is literally just transporting this thing to that location. Like you're literally just taking shit across difficult terrain and trying
Yeah,
to get it to
but-
the next location.
But the story,
But it's
why-
tied together with these like fever dream sequences. Like
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima just like took some acid and just like fucking. For,
I think acid makes more sense than this.
Like he's
yeah.
got the baby in the little container thing, like
the BB, the
Yeah.
BBs.
Yeah, what-
They're called BBs.
I feel like at this
there's,
point
like, a
that's one of the
darkness.
least weird things about the thing.
Yeah,
But,
literally.
like, why does he have to carry? He carries that to like keep the darkness away or some shit.
Yeah, they
No,
use
they-
the BBs to like.
To see when it's
See
coming.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
like but
And what
his
is the
was,
darkness?
His
Like,
was
what-
defective and he felt bad for it or something, so he had this like defective baby thing.
Which
that-
people are saying that the Dakota Fanning's in this, or who is it? Elle Fanning or something?
I have no idea.
Whoever the chick is from
With
the trailer.
hands on her face.
Yeah, they're saying she's like a grown-up BB or something, like possibly.
Oh, well, she's not going to be too happy.
That doesn't
then.
make sense. He's not that much older looking.
Dude,
No,
I have
not
no
not
idea.
his BB, just another BB grown up.
Or possibly
Oh, okay.
his BB, like because
Well, there was
there's
another
parts where it
baby
shows
he's
them as
taking care
old.
of in, like, the-
I mean, come on, would that
Oh,
be the
you're right. I
weirdest
guess you got
thing
a
to
good
happen
point.
in this fucking game?
No,
Like-
actually, that would make a lot of sense. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay, I'm with it.
she might be the adult BB because like they show him as old in certain parts of the trailer and then young in other parts and stuff.
It
so.
looks weird as hell, man. It's gonna be a weird ass game, just like the first one. But if you're a fan, and I know a lot of people are,
Yeah, some people
You
do
know,
like it.
some people like it. So I'm glad that the people who are a fan of the first game are getting more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they announced some more Hideo Kojima stuff
They
though.
did, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We also got Dragon's Dogma 2, new trailer for that. Looks pretty cool.
Ah man,
Did
I've
they
been-
give dates or anything for these?
I don't know. This is just PlayStation
Well,
blog.
but
I
Dragon's
forgot.
Dogma has had a release date. It's the 20th, I think, or it's this month.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm
February or
sorry, I
March?
don't have all the release dates. so
No,
you might want to look these
Dragon's
up as
Dogma is this month. I think
Yeah.
it's like the 18th. I want to say, but I've been looking at a lot of that gameplay. It looks really good.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
it looks cool.
I mean, the
would
first
definitely-
one people loved.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was a very niche, like because of the combat, I think. But they
it did
changed
get
up.
like critically acclaimed. Like a lot of people really like the first one. Like I see it a lot on like if you go
Yeah.
read like the Steam reviews, it's like this is one of the forgotten.
Oh no,
great
I'm sorry.
RPGs.
It's March 22nd. I was thinking it was February.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a March game, but also Death Stranding got a title, which is Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't feel like that was even important enough to include because I don't care that
Just
much about Death
adds to
Stranding.
the
But you're right.
oddity of it.
It's super weird. Then we got a Foam Stars trailer, another one of the Splatoon ripoff, trailers. But this one is kind of interesting. It's coming out soon, and it's actually it's coming out tomorrow or something.
Yeah, isn't it? It's already out, I thought.
But it's gonna be the free game for this month on PlayStation. So it's a day one release, and it's a free game this month. So that's pretty cool if you're a PlayStation Plus member. We got Helldivers 2.
Yeah, it's already out. Or no, it's going to be out
or tomorrow or something like that.
6th.
Yeah, Helldivers 2 got announced. This trailer does not stick out in my brain right now. I'm seeing the information here, but I have no idea. I can't remember it at all.
So Helldivers is that third-person monster fighting. Almost, it reminds me a lot of Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah, that's the Starship Troopers looking game.
Yeah,
okay,
and, so Helldivers
the first one was a PlayStation,
and it was an over-the-top
exclusive.
It looks very
PS4
Starship
exclusive.
Troopers-y for sure. You're right.
It might have actually been a PS3 exclusive.
It was PS4. It was a PS4 game, yeah.
I can't remember. Dude.
No, it's for sure PS4. And then
I think it got ported to
down.
PS4 though. I think it originally came out on PS3.
I don't think so, because when I looked up, because I saw Helldivers 2 and I was like, damn, that looks cool, but I was like, what does the first one even look like? Because I'd heard of it, but I never saw.
Yeah, it was a twin stick shooter. Is what I remember about it. It was one of the first ones.
90% sure that it was a PS3.
It came out on PS3 and Vita. Yeah. PS3 and Vita, because I remember it.
Then it was ported.
Because I remember listening to the IGN podcast back in 2014 or 15, and then being like, "It's out," some type.
So yeah, the first one was top down, but this one's going to be third person.
Third person.
And it looks like it has over the top action. Explosions and all that shit. It looks pretty good though. I'm interested.
Yeah, to me it kind of looked like something I could take or leave, but it didn't stick in my memory. But until you said Starship Troopers, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Starship Troopers game. Then we got a trailer for a game called Judas. This one, to me, is one of the standouts of the show. They said it's from the people who made BioShock. It has the trailer just looks straight up BioShock.
Yeah,
it's
more
not
chaotic.
The people; it's the creator of BioShock, Ken Levine.
Yeah. So. But I think there's somebody else that was involved in the original BioShock's creation that's on the project too. It's not just Ken.
But they've shown Judas they showed Judas forever ago. This is just
a
new trailer.
A new trailer, and it looks dope, dude. This is we're really seeing it come together here.
Wasn't it VR or something?
Nah,
they said something about VR with it.
Not
right?
on this one, not in this particular trailer.
Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else.
But it did look cool.
Yeah.
Then there's a game called Legendary Tales. Can one of y'all look this up? This one might be VR.
That's the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's VR.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. Then we got Metro Awakening VR coming 2024. Now that looks fucking badass. Metro Awakening VR. When they first started showing this, my first thought was Half-Life Alyx.
It looks just like Half-Life Alyx.
And then I noticed the Metro guns, and I'm like, oh shit, Metro Exodus VR. I was like, they ported Metro Exodus to VR, and then it kept going. And I'm like, okay, I haven't seen this level in Metro Exodus. This is a little different. I was like, is this a new game altogether? Mm-hmm. Sure enough. We got a whole ass new Metro game coming to VR, and honestly, this is the first PSVR 2 game coming out that I'm just like, damn.
Well, it's also coming to PC though, so it will be coming to Quest as well.
Very
Quest
nice.
and PC VR.
Good. Fucking, I'm still mad about the Resident Evils only being PlayStation.
Yeah, but honestly, it's the only perk of having a PSVR at this point. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah,
there's
but
nothing coming to PlayStation, and we need some exclusives. It actually pisses me off that it's coming to PC and other.
It's actually coming to Quest, not just PC. It'll be on Quest 2 and 3.
Everybody's gonna get to play it, but Quest has so many fucking exclusives. And PlayStation doesn't have shit. You know what I mean? They need to put some kind of money into getting some PlayStation exclusive fucking shit. However, this is gonna look and run really well on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, for
sure.
sure.
I feel a lot of times, I found that PlayStation VR comes in as where it shines is its ease of use, okay?
Yeah.
There's no fucking struggling to make it work. There's no fucking there's no
tell me about
it.
You have to figure some shit out. You just plug that bitch in. There's no boxes. You just plug one wire into your PS5 and suddenly you're in fucking a PC quality VR experience with like
That's
HDR screens and
that's
shit,
hilarious that you said that too, because there was several points of struggle. Like I've gotten used to the fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Finessing
For sure,
of
for
PC.
sure.
But
it's
Jamel
worth
being
it,
new
you
to
know?
VR was fucking not having a good time.
It's like I got this for free from Brent. Like if I would have bought this thing, like I can't look at, like obviously you don't look a gift horse in the mouse, but in the mouth. Where did you get that mouse? But in the mouth. But like fuck VR, dude. Like fuck PC VR, fuck Quest. Like if I had bought this, I'd be pissed.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Okay, the standalone Quest
It's great. That
is
part's
also
fine.
very easy to use and dope. But it's
just bad looking.
It's not as good a quality. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the PlayStation has like all the great things about the quality of PC VR. You know what I mean? But it's just super easy to use.
But if I had bought this to use it as a PC like VR,
Peripheral.
oh my goodness, it is
Yeah.
so much
and to
garbage
be fair,
going
if
on.
you are just buying a VR headset to use strictly with your computer
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else, I personally recommend getting a hardwired VR headset, like a
Yeah.
fucking
Fuck that.
because you don't have compression. Like I'm real sensitive to the compression that the Oculus Quest puts the fucking thing through. You know what I mean? Like if you look at like the compressed fucking AirLink or fucking link cable like video quality through the thing, there's obvious like scan lines and shit that you can see, and like temporal anti-aliasing and shit that like warps and shit when you move around, and that's fine for the most part. It's not a big deal, but like if all you're doing is playing PC VR, like I
get a
personally,
PC
I think
VR.
it would be better to have an uncompressed like fucking,
Like an index or something.
Yeah,
I love the
an
wireless
index would be
option
great.
though. That's the main reason I went Quest, was just to be able to play it wirelessly.
Yeah.
Because I don't have.
Well, he's saying if you only want PC.
Well, no,
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I
I mean,
only,
even then, you
I
know?
don't. The
Yeah.
last time I played just Quest VR was like over a year ago.
And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, like it's serviceable for sure, but I'm one of those people that doesn't mind the wire so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially on something like the Index, where it's designed to have the wire like fall in a way that doesn't really bother you so much. You know what I mean? Like,
Like my thing is like my PC. I don't have I barely have enough room in my apartment to play VR at all.
Yeah.
And so I have to turn my living room into my space, but my PC is tucked away, kind of like where my dining room would
yeah.
be.
And that's
so,
one
Yeah.
thing I personally love too. It's like you don't have to have your PC right there, because I can't really adjust my computer.
Yeah.
And I don't really have much space in my room to play VR. You know what I mean?
Is it the same issues on Quest 3 with the compression? Have you played PC VR with your
Oh
Quest
yeah,
3?
it's the same shit. And like, don't get me wrong, it looks noticeably better on the Quest 3. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's still like there's still just like
Well,
compression.
you're never
you know
going to
what I
beat the
mean?
dedicated cables coming from a
Yeah,
hardwired
exactly, you know?
headset. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even PlayStation has its drawbacks, because while your video feed is uncompressed, and it's very obviously so, there's still they still use reprojection really bad, which is kind of a big deal too. Like
To get upscaled like visuals.
Well, because they're always trying to target 120 frames per second with the PlayStation. With the PlayStation VR 2, if the developer can get the game to 60 frames per second stably, then you can reproject it to 120 frames per second,
Yep.
which means you have this super smooth looking fucking experience in the headset. But there's weird side effects, like
Yes.
metals in the game will have like this like weird thing on the texture, like your gun will just randomly go like blurry all of a sudden, like it'll just do weird shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like,
And doesn't the depth get fucked up too? Like there was something that I off that I noticed when I tried the Resident Evil.
yeah, Resident Evil's a big perpetrator because they use the reprojection. But I will say this: some games don't reproject. Some games choose to go for a 90 frames per second locked instead of a reprojection, which is going to be a harder target to hit, than just your stable 60 that you're targeting for the 120 reprojected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the games that do make the effort to go for a 90 frame per, like a lock 90, it's beautiful. Like the PSVR 2 has the potential to be like one of the most beautiful headsets. It's
Yeah.
just, I
Well,
feel
yeah,
like
it's got
developers
OLED.
are trying their hardest to make these games as big and pretty as possible, and then they opt for the reprojection. You know what I mean? Like,
Also, yeah, the lenses. That's the one thing on the Quest 2. Like trying out your Quest 3 and seeing those pancake lenses is insane.
Oh yeah, and that's
it's like, oh my gosh, because I've always wondered, like, and I was trying to explain it to you guys whenever I was playing the PSVR 2. What is the PSVR 2?
No, PSVR 2 has pancake.
PSVR 2 has Fresnel.
I thought it was pancake.
Original PSVR had pancake.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it was bothering me, was because I'm like, why is VR always blurry? Like, and it's not that it's blurry, it's that whenever you see the little like edges of the lenses, like the different little like, you know, whatever the fuck they are, the little circles, like it makes some of the text and stuff kind of blur off to the side because you're seeing it reflect off
Almost
of
like
those lens
astigmatism.
edges. Yeah. And so I just thought VR was always blurry. But then I fucking put on those pancake lenses and I looked at the text. I'm like, holy fuck, this is what I'm talking about. Why is it
and
so
also,
smooth?
I've noticed that the pancake lenses seem to have a bigger sweet spot. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
find that, like, perfect spot of
It's just
clarity
nice.
as much. And I think it's directly related to the pancake lenses because I like, when the PSVR first came out, I was, like, real high on the OLED panels of it and the pancake lenses. Like, those are two things I was, like, preaching to everybody. Like, we got to put pancake lenses and everything, you know? But
that's what I was about to say. It's like, why is that not just a standard now?
Because when originally VR like came out, one of the big points of contention was God rays, which seemed to have more of an effect like on OLED. I mean, on pancake panels. Like, apparently God rays are more like blast you in the eye on a pancake panel, but I prefer that. I think it looks cool personally.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with that?
It's like
It's
if
just
I
like
stare
too
at the
bright.
sun in real life, it's gonna fucking blind me too.
They're like, oh
you know
no,
what
it's
I mean?
too realistic.
Yeah, like,
well,
sorry, fucking.
But I heard the main problem, because I started looking into it, the reason why a lot of like headsets started using Fresnel lenses or whatever you call them, what is it,
Fresnel, yeah.
Yeah, is because of the weight. That because the pancake lenses are one giant thing of glass that is heavy, and so apparently it would put extra weight on the front of the headset, and so they would use the Fresnel because you would take like smaller slivers and basically just put them all together.
Interesting,
then it
because
made
I
it
thought
lighter.
the reason they went with pancake lenses on the Quest Pro and the Quest 3 was to try to slim down the design, because like I thought the Fresnels were thicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was the opposite. It's the opposite way.
Wow.
Because it was just some weird shit I was reading about that. But also, I was watching a lot of stuff about the Apple Vision Pro or whatever. And
Yeah,
that's why
I've been watching a little bit about that too.
Dude, I just want to fuck with the pass through. Like,
I would love to try it.
That's
yeah.
it. Like, I don't care. Obviously, it's so crazy to me how we can't just get like a see-through like screen somehow that, like, you know,
I mean, the
projects
technology's there. You'd think for $3,500 they could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, there's been attempts, but
Yeah,
not very good
the
ones.
problem
apparently
is you
tech's
could
not
make a
there.
see-through screen. It's just, could you make it like black out when you need to go VR mode?
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
problem.
So at the most recent, what is the big?
CES.
Yeah, at the most recent CES, I saw several articles on this brand new screen technology. For like, it's the only use that we're seeing it right now is going to be like TVs and whatnot. But yes, it can go completely transparent, but it can also completely black out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
so
that'll be tight.
Yeah, I think we just haven't been there yet.
Transition TVs, you know?
Well, I think in the next like I think whatever the Vision Pro 2 is going to be that. It's
Yeah.
going to just be like fucking, because
They need to just abandon the whole see your eyes through the thing altogether. It's kind of off.
that's just that's just a waste of money. But apparently they were saying, the guy in the video that I sent y'all, he had been wearing it for 6 weeks, like, because they sent him and like only like it was something like 10 other people.
He didn't take it off for 6 weeks?
Like every day he woke up, he would put it on and just wear it throughout the day and test it out, like, because you're supposed to be able to wear it anywhere. Like, it's like,
Continuously.
yeah, and so he said like the amount of time it takes from your headset seeing something and it getting into your eyes and being registered is like less than 12 milliseconds by the time that your eye see it. So basically, he's like, he had people throw stuff at him and he could just catch it, and there was no delay. Like, you know how like whenever you try to do pass through on like the Oculus or something, like when you reach your hand, it feels like it's moving slower than like what's actually happening. He's saying it's like real time. Like he said, there was no like. He's like, people could just you could throw me a frisbee and I could catch it.
I don't feel any delay. I play like
I was about to
mixed
say,
reality games on Quest all the time that are like, you know, don't feel delayed at all. But to me, it's more of a sense of depth that's not as
the depth as
not,
well,
not
yeah.
perfect. You know,
Well,
like
and-
I think catching
like-
something would be less about the timing and more about like seeing it coming at the right.
Well,
depth,
it's the
you know
that
what I
too. He was saying like it was like nothing. He's like I didn't miss anything. He's like they could throw tennis balls to me, they could catch frisbees. He's like the whole time I'm wearing the headset and it's nothing. Like I just catch it. So
Yeah.
like that to me, like if somebody threw something at me while I was in the Oculus, there's no fucking way I'd catch
Well,
that shit.
Well,
and
that's
there's
also the
there's
Quest 2,
I was about
though,
to
you know
say,
what I mean?
and that's what I was going to say.
Even with
There's
the
a
Quest 3,
differential.
what I saw with yours with the pass through, like it still felt like weird. Like whenever I would put my hand forward, like if I was looking at the clear parts, like behind the menu, or like whenever
I
I'd
feel
close the menu.
convinced that I could catch 9 out of 10 balls you threw to me in the Quest 3. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That
We
10th
should try
The
that.
10th one be a fast
Yeah.
one.
No, I mean we
should try
it.
that
I think
because
that'd be cool.
that's
yeah.
better than like just saying that because like when
Speculating.
it's hard to tell like whenever you're just in there, but like whenever because I tried to put the fucking things down on my counter and I always feel like I'm gonna like not actually reach my counter when I put them down. Like something just feels
See,
off.
I don't have and that's also comes into like
Just getting used to it.
experience VR
Yeah.
versus
But-
not because we've been a lot more tuned with that than Jamel has. Like
Yeah,
I
but
think-
look at the timing as well between the camera seeing something and you getting
Yeah.
it in your eye. Like compare, it's like
I don't
a
feel like
huge
there's as much
difference.
latency as you'd think. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I've never noticed a whole lot, but
Me
I've also
either.
never spent a lot of time in Quest
I
2.
mean, it's
past
definitely
the-
not 12 milliseconds, but I bet it's less than less than 60 milliseconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's for me. It's not for mine's not a huge delay.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It says they render. Also that was the other thing. The pass through rendering, the pixels are insane. Like fucking.
yeah, it better be for that much money, honestly.
He said it's like basically like one of those is equal or one of these. I can't remember if he was saying it the other way. My brain doesn't comprehend a lot of the stuff he was talking about, but he was saying basically like the 1 pixel on the Oculus or not the Oculus, the Vision Pro was equivalent to like 12 or something pixels.
Yeah.
Like, but no, the opposite way. Yeah, so one of these is bigger than 12 pixels on the headset. 1 pixel from your phone's screen
Yeah.
is big. Like they basically have made
12
these
Vision
small,
Pro pixels could fit in one iPhone
Yes.
screen.
Yeah.
like they basically made them like
Well, and
Macron
you have
levels.
to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
The more resolution that you
like
can
you were
pump
saying
into it.
earlier, the Quest 3's pass through is cool and all, but it's not. It's not like you
Clear.
put it on and you're just still in the world. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you want to have that kind of experience, you need to have that kind of resolution bump.
Definitely, and that's what I'm saying. It's cool to see because he was saying like
well, for fucking $3,500.
he was saying like when he would
That's
take
what
it
I'm
off,
saying, like-
sometimes he would like turn expecting to see the
screen- yeah.
screen that he had set over here because the way that they have it now, like in the pass through, like you'll pull up your like desktop screen, you'll have your phone screen or whatever over here, a couple tabs over here, and you can just set them wherever. And like they'll always be there until you go close them out. So like even if you walk away to a different place and you come back, your screens will still be sitting over here unless you pull them over or do whatever. So he was like saying how he was just sitting there like with it off and he like turned to go do something because like it just feels the same like with or without it. He said there are like little things like you'll notice once you've been in there for a while. He's like, but it's pretty crazy like how it just feels like you're just putting on like like glasses basically.
But
Yeah, I'd
the
love
one,
to get my hands on one.
Yeah, same. The one thing that's going to hold this headset back, aside from the fucking price tag, is the battery life. The battery life is
and
shit.
the fact that you have an external battery.
Yeah.
There's no built-in battery. Like that's a huge drawback to me. Like what's the point?
Well, there's
of
no
having,
games either. It's not like a gaming headset.
I'm just saying, if you're supposed to wear this shit all day and be productive, and you got a fucking battery hanging off of a goddamn like
and
wire,
a cord going down your fucking
like,
back.
fuck
like,
that.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen a lot
that
of-
takes
have
the
you
whole
seen
point out of, like,
the
being
videos of
wireless.
people?
How they do it?
No, of people just walking around like
yeah.
there's like videos of like people just like chilling like in the subway and stuff, just like fucking moving their hands around and shit, like, and they have like the little cable going down to something on their shoulder or like in their backpack. Yeah, but, like there's like a bunch of people popping
It'd be
up.
way cooler without the external battery, dude. Like, just make the shit a little heavier, dude. Like, fuck it, man.
Or,
Like,
or integrate it into the strap somehow.
yes,
right?
bro. Counterbalance the
Counterweight,
weight.
yeah.
You know, like.
That apparently like you gotta watch that video because apparently The thing about that is like this headset's already heavy.
Oh yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck
No, it's apparently heavy.
because
Like compared to
Yeah,
other
I heard
headsets.
it's like significantly heavier than
Yeah.
the Quest.
it only by a couple like grams or something. But they
No,
say
it's-
that no, it's literally.
I'm looking it up.
I just
'cause
looked
it's
it
a
up.
lot
The
more.
Quest is like 600 grams. This one's like 800 grams.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
not
No,
just
it's
a
not.
couple
It's
grams.
not.
No, it is. Look it up.
I'm telling you.
No, I'm with Brent on this one. It's significantly heavier than any headset on the market.
Because the Quest 3 is already heavier than the Quest 2, and this one's significantly heavier than the Quest. The Quest 3 is only a couple grams heavier than the Quest 2.
22.9 ounces.
Yeah, it's not much. It's
20,
literally
wait, so 22.9 ounces is how much what weighs?
that's how much the
The
Vision Pro
Vision
is
Pro.
more than the
Vision
others.
Pro.
No,
Oh,
no, no. 22 ounces is total weight.
Yeah, I was
for
going to say, that
the-
would be ridiculous if it was
Oh,
22
okay.
ounces heavier. That's a lot. That's not
Yeah,
not
and then the
much.
Quest 3 is 18 ounces with a built-in battery.
Yeah, it's
So
not
it's
much.
4 ounces heavier. That is much when you're wearing
When
it on
you're-
your face.
Well,
like,
but the battery and the fact that there's a battery in the Quest versus the Vision Pro
Yes.
not having a battery, like that's a
No,
significant.
no, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about so like without the battery, yeah, that's basically the guy is saying he's literally swapping them out. The guy's been wearing them forever. He's like the Oculus guy supposedly, but he's saying it's not that much heavier. Like he's saying it doesn't feel that much heavier.
I was about to say it might not feel that much heavier,
Yeah.
but it is that much heavier. Like, and that's the thing. You can have a weight distribution on your face, like change the dynamics of like how heavy it is. Doesn't really make that much of a difference depending on like how the weight is distributed on
yeah.
your face. You know what I mean?
So he was saying the strap that you see people wearing, he's like, you would not wear this strap. He's like, it comes with another strap that they don't show in the trailers and stuff like that, which is more like the Halo strap, but it's like, you know, a fabric thing. So like,
But nobody wants to have their whole head encased in a.
well, it's
fucking
not a
strap.
giant thing. It's just
I
like
saw a
it
different
just goes
review where
over.
the guy said he preferred the one without the thing that goes over. the
See,
top
that's
of your
what
head.
makes me think that it's like it just depends on how it feels on your fucking face.
He said that they both are equally comfortable, and that the one that doesn't put the strap over your head doesn't mess up your hair, so he preferred that.
This
Yeah,
guy
that's
was
what-
saying,
that's what- yeah.
this guy was saying, yeah, it messes up your hair, but he said that like the other one he couldn't wear for longer than like 2 hours. Like he was like, it was just too. He said it was too face
I
heavy.
personally feel like I would want the one that goes over the top.
Yeah.
of
Me
the head
too.
You know, I think
After
I would,
using the Quest, yeah,
Yeah.
like fuck that. I can't imagine just having all the weight right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the alternative head strap.
Yeah,
let's see it.
it's not that bad.
So it doesn't go
Oh, yeah.
straight back. It goes over
fine,
like
yeah.
ear to ear.
But and it's also fabric and made to look all fancy and Apple-y.
Well, yeah, it's out.
you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, supposedly, you know, this guy was saying like basically the only thing that sucks is that there's only 600 apps so far. You know, like
Only 600.
yeah, only 6. I mean,
That
that
sounds like a pretty big selection of apps for something that just launched like a week ago. Like,
no, but it's 600 apps that work with the headset, not like made specifically for the headset.
they're
You
like-
probably just view it like a flat screen in the area.
Yeah.
oh, so you
Yeah,
can't even
there's
use
probably not
all of the
integration.
apps on your that you would use on your phone.
You could, but they're not like.
There's not going to be any AR integration yet.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think.
saying like there's a bunch of like idea or like a bunch of companies came out and said like, oh, we've already signed on to work with Apple. Here's our idea that we're working on,
Yeah.
but nobody has like apps just ready to go. Like there's one
I
that
also read you couldn't watch VR videos in it. Like you can't go on like YouTube and go to YouTube VR.
there's no YouTube app or something like that. Like
Well,
so-
even if you go in the browser, like apparently YouTube VR doesn't like work with it. You
No,
know what I mean?
it
'Cause
doesn't.
it's not a virtual reality headset.
Well, it's
Brent.
like, what's
It's
the
a
point if
spatial
I can't-
audio. No, I'm just kidding. But
spatial computing.
yeah, well, the other thing, like, but some of the ideas are really cool. Like one of the things that they're working on, one of the apps, you'll be able to like, so when you're like vacuuming, it literally puts like rings or like coins on the ground. It's like whenever you go over the coin, it shows you like where you've been and
Oh,
like so
that's fun.
It's just random. It like gamifies like life or whatever, basically. So like I was like, that's cool as fuck. And then one was like for the like racing, like if you watch NASCAR or whatever kind of racing you watch, it like projects the racetrack onto your fucking coffee table, and so you can see an overhead view of like the track and like them
yeah, that's
going
cool.
and all that shit. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like shit like that. Whenever it gets to that point,
I know that
it'll be awesome.
Quest has signed on with like for a while they were doing like the UFC fights like ringside where you could like basically just like sit in the cage and watch the fight in like 3D VR, which I thought was really fucking cool. Like,
oh yeah,
well, especially when fucking COVID hit, like a lot of that blew up.
oh
with
yeah,
the,
for sure.
with like the remote viewing,
concerts and stuff. Yeah,
virtual reality remote viewing.
I'm interested to see how it goes though. Like I've got one of my client who I still train, for basically exercise, but like, she's like 67, and she asked me about it. Like that's how I think it's weird because it's like people who don't care about that stuff. They're like, oh well, it's Apple, So I want to know, and so she's like, do you know anything about like this Vision Pro thing? I'm like, oh, trust me, I've been watching stuff, but like, yeah, it was interesting to hear somebody that.
What'd she think about it?
She was just like, I don't know if I could wear that. I'm like, I don't think you could, but like, like,
you ain't ready, lady.
No, I don't think most people could. No,
like, and this we got to think about how clunky the original, iPhone was. You know what I mean? Like when we're looking at the Vision Pro 15, 15, 20 years from now, you know what I mean?
For $15,000.
No, I mean it only stays
probably
the
be like
same price.
$1,500. No,
yeah, it seems like the iPhone, no matter what generation it comes out, it's always the same price. Yeah, it's like so the next one is probably going to be the same price, but it'll be worth the price.
Yeah, and then as they come out, the older models will get cheaper.
Yep.
It'll be like the phones. You know what I mean?
Negative.
Which
the first iPhone was only $500.
No. Well, you know what I mean.
That was like back before fucking 2008. Actually, it was probably right around 2007. Yeah, it was back before the fucking economy went to shit. Like,
No, I do feel like the price might fluctuate, but it'll probably go down. I mean, you can't really go up from $3,500.
No. No, and I think that's the plot. I think they wanted to see what they could get away with this one, and I think the next one is going to come out. And also, they're probably testing to see what materials they need to keep in it and what kind of features they need to keep on it. I think they're going to get rid of the eyes. I think they're going to, really focus on making it lighter. After they have this big test run with the first round of it.
Yeah. Well, and also keep in mind this. We have like the iPhone 15 just released the 15 and then the 15 Pro.
Yep.
This is the Vision Pro. What's to say we're not just going to get the Apple Vision at some point in the near future with like a lot of the bells and whistles cut out of it?
Lesser version,
like cheaper, you know what I mean?
Just for AR focus, like...
Well, just the same productivity type shit, but like just take the fucking stupid eyeball screen off the front, take some of the fucking... Put the battery on, just tape the battery on the bitch.
I like the eyeball thing. I
think it's cool too, don't get me wrong. I personally
I think it's a waste of money, but I think it's really cool
looking. I think
looking.
if you're doing a cost-effective version of it, though, you could definitely get rid of that, you know what I mean?
But like just the idea, it just reminds me of like Ready Player One or something.
It is
I
futuristic.
don't like it. I don't care for it.
It's weird for
the
sure.
Eyes?
Yeah.
You don't like the eyes? I feel like it's just so different.
It doesn't.
That's what I like
it
about it.
It tries to be it tries to be like more personal with somebody who has a fucking device attached to their face if they're like looking at you. But it's like it skews it even further from what they're trying to like.
I don't know. I feel like
there is a little bit of an uncanny valley.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, that's why I don't like. Yeah,
but I'm glad they're thinking about it because no matter what, this is the future we're heading towards.
Yeah.
So at least somebody's trying to keep some kind of humanity part to it. Everybody else is going to be like, fuck it, and it's going to be like a fucking Quest 3 on your face, or like whenever you could have like this
you could just not have a device attached to your face for person-to-person communication.
No way. The devices are just going to get more and more attached to our face until Neuralink makes it all obsolete.
Yeah. Well, and see, when that's the case, then fine. Like, you're not going to know if somebody's fucking got a million fucking pop-ups when they're talking. But, like, somebody has a fucking device on their face and they're trying to, like, talk to me. It's like, dude, take that shit off. Like,
nah, because I'm talking to you in VR,
then
dude.
you can go fucking
I'm talking to you in VR while we're next to each other.
I think also the the Apple Visions or whatever are going to get more and more low profile too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, as we release iterations
or even
of
like
it,
some AR glasses, like we imagine fucking Google Pixel to be.
Well,
like how you're
Meta's
just going to be some
working on that,
glasses to where it'll project stuff instead of having
those
a whole
Ray-Bans.
Yeah, Meta's partnered up with like Ray-Ban right now, trying to make like a stylish, functional AR glasses. Like that's a thing that they're working on.
Yeah, and they released the camera glasses or something.
Well, that
was like a prototype.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a concept
let us
thing.
spy on you even more.
All I'm saying is like all of that, it's going to be crazy. Like give it another 10 years and like you're going to see people just walking around in AR world.
You're gonna
basically.
see me walking. I'm gonna be in this podcast doing all my fucking notes in AR and shit. Like,
yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited for it. But anyways, Brent, yeah, you go ahead. I'll keep reading more of the PlayStation stuff that was coming out. We got caught up in the.
we're still doing that. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Metro Awakening VR is what we were talking about.
We got deep off in a dive on VR.
It's set before the events of Metro 2033, and it will put players in the shoes of a doctor searching the Metro tunnels to find his wife. They didn't give a release date or anything, but we do know it's coming to all platforms. What else do we get? We got V Rising, which is an isometric action game with some Diablo vibes. We got a full trailer during the State of Play and learned that it's coming to PlayStation 5 in 2024. The fantasy survival game originally launched in early access on PC in 2022. So that's just like a port, basically. And I think the biggest thing that came out of this was Sonic Shadow Generations. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck.
This was not the biggest thing, but I thought it was pretty dope. Sega revealed Sonic X Shadow Generations, which is an enhanced remaster of Sonic Generations, which was a great game.
It actually looked dope. I saw dude, he had the straight up city escape level. Like he was skating down the shit.
Well, that was Generations. So in Generations, that level's there. This is a remaster of that game.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay, I fuck with that.
Okay, so what all did we do while I was gone? I'm sorry.
Just the V Rising, and then we're talking about Sonic.
Okay,
so,
Sonic.
Yeah, it comes
Did
with.
see who's probably gonna voice Shadow in the next Sonic, in the Sonic 3?
Idris Elba.
No, he's Knuckles.
No, he's Knuckles.
Okay, my bad.
Hayden, Chris. With fucking Anakin.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, Hayden
Christensen.
Awesome.
So it's not confirmed, but they did a little teaser, and you can hear Shadow's voice at the end. I forget what he even fucking says.
Padme!
But no, it's
I hate Sam.
it sounds just like him. So yeah, everyone's pretty sure that it's gonna be him voicing. Shadow.
That could be cool. I mean, I'm down. And Jim Carrey's coming out of retirement officially to play Dr. Eggman again.
Oh, I saw that.
Fucking
Yeah.
Shadow's gonna be, I hate you. Sonic's, you were the chosen one.
But with new content featuring Shadow the Hedgehog, the teaser trailer showed the same levels we saw in the original Sonic Generations from 2011, as well as new levels where Shadow takes the lead. It's coming to PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC in autumn of 2024. That's a weird way to put it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You gotta keep the Sonic flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, did you want to pick up from there?
I can pick up. Yeah, let's see. We got the Rise of the Ronin trailer that came out. So did y'all see that?
Yeah,
I think I did.
It kind of looks like a Sekiro ripoff to me.
It looks like Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima. Almost.
Yeah, like a mix between the two.
Yeah.
It's got the combat of Sekiro with the vibes of Ghost of Tsushima. You know?
I was saying this earlier. We've got too many of these. We got too many samurai Souls-likes. Do something fucking different. We've already got Neo 2, Sekiro. We got this game. We got Wolong. Fucking
Give
stop.
us a fucking realistic
I'm with
samurai
you, yeah.
game.
We got the monkey game coming. That's the other one, right?
It's not really samurai.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's close enough.
It's close enough. It's a fucking sword in Asian history.
No, if we're gonna do samurais, let's do another Jade Empire. Let's do a turn-based fucking BioWare style game with a fucking story and choices and shit. That's what I want.
I want to go take it back to whatever the fuck that samurai game was called that I played the other day. I want a realistic take on a samurai game.
I feel like Ghost of Tsushima is probably the most down to earth samurai.
But even
game
then, it's there's.
What do you mean by realistic?
I'm talking actual having different ways to have fight and practice. What?
No, Sekiro's got demons and monsters.
Yeah,
and shit.
Oh,
No,
you mean
grounded,
real?
yes.
Okay. I thought you meant different sword techniques and stuff.
Well, no, but have that. But yeah, but different. There's all kinds of different swords. There's different techniques and shit. But I also have a realistic take on being choose to be a samurai that with following
feudal Japan. Is it?
I mean, again,
Japan.
I'm thinking Ghost of Tsushima is probably the most grounded samurai game out.
But
right
even
now,
then, he's isn't he a half-assed ninja too? In
no,
that
I mean
game?
he basically has to result. He doesn't want to, but he has to do sneaky shit because he's so outnumbered. Fucking, he goes against his code and shit, and the Bushido code. You know what I mean?
Oh, that.
But they
code.
make a whole thing about it. It's not like he just does it and it's not explained. You know what I mean?
Way of the Samurai. God
He just
damn
has
it.
to resort to guerrilla warfare. You know what I'm saying? Shit's real out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is real out
But yeah,
there.
no, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. And then we got the so they announced the Silent Hill: The Short Message, which is like a short free game that
It's already out. Yeah.
It just came out. They like dropped it as they announced it. I haven't played it yet, but I have it downloaded, ready to go. I've just been busy this week, so I haven't got a chance to really.
Is that the one that looks like the Silent Hills like game?
Kinda. It didn't really like the trailer that it showed looked more like a haunted school or something than like Silent Hills to me. You know what I mean? But it did look creepy. It's definitely.
Was it the first person one?
It's first person, and it's definitely like inspired by like PT.
It looked like PT,
but it's not. I mean, it's definitely not at the same time. You
it
know
looked
what
like
I mean?
a way less inspired version of PT to me. Like it just looked like they were just like, hey. We got PT at home. Like, that's how I felt when I was watching that.
I'll have to try it and give you a full
Yeah, give me the
report.
rundown. Because I haven't heard shit about it since it came out.
I will say this. It looked better than the trailer that we got next, which was Silent Hill 2 from Bloober Team, the fucking actual trailer. Did y'all see this?
No.
Yeah.
The fucking gameplay trailer for Silent Hill 2?
People were psyched for it. I'm
People
like,
were
how?
psyched, and I'm like, dude, this looks half-baked as fuck. Like, how are y'all going to sit here and, like, talk shit about every game that comes out and then think that this is what looks dope? Like, what the fuck? It looks like a fucking game from 2011, bro. Like,
yeah,
you
it
know
looks
what I mean?
really bad.
It really does.
What it looks like is they took Silent Hill 2 and then they just gave it better graphics. Like, that's it. It doesn't look any different.
Dude, what it looks like to me
They
is
kept
like,
showing the side-by-sides.
it looked like they took, what's that shitty fucking game they made?
The Medium.
It looked like they took the Medium and they put fucking a skin of Leon Kennedy over the character that's supposed to be the protagonist of Silent Hill 2.
Give him
and
a
then
gun.
Added a bunch of those like nurse monsters and leg monsters from Silent Hill, and then gave him a gun with like the shittiest shooting mechanics you've ever seen in your life. I'm sorry, it just looked bad to me, dude. Like,
I mean, we knew this was coming, though.
I knew it was coming, but like I just didn't.
Yeah, we
want
literally
it.
talked about this.
I really wanted it to be good because, like, okay, like
You and a fuck ton of other people. Like
I still want it to be good.
some people are still believing
Dude.
that this is possibly good.
Well,
That like just from that trailer, like just his haircut alone with that face, I'm like, bro.
I don't
everyone's got their own
necessarily.
coping mechanisms.
Here's my thing. I don't think it's gonna be like a bad game, but it's definitely not gonna be on the same level of like Resident Evil remake or Dead
No.
Space remake or any of those like great remakes that have come out recently. Like this is gonna be like an average feeling game. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Which is a shame because the Silent Hill series deserves better.
Oh wait, actually, hold on. Silent Hill 2 Remake's combat controversy. Apparently, Silent Hill 2 Remake is under heavy criticism for its combat, and yet it's debatable that the original never had decent or effective combat. Well, that's how I feel.
Well, the original sucked ass, but that's the whole point of making a new
remaking it.
Fucking modernize it and make it better.
like,
like,
that's why we had to do Resident Evil 4. Like, come on, guys.
That's what I was saying.
Jesus Christ.
But that article is literally saying what I was saying. It looked like whenever they were showing the side by side, I was like, this just looks like the same game. Like they just
So like same
up the
animations and
graphics.
everything.
Yeah.
Like
And barely up the graphics.
I
mean, like, to me, the graphics, like, did not look polished enough. Like, for
No.
a game that's being released in 2024 as, like, a
first party,
like, yeah, you know you're getting fucking PlayStation money pumped into this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be fucking oozing polish.
I feel like these
especially
guys,
considering how polished your last couple of games looked. I mean, like, whatever we say about the Medium, it was a beautiful looking game.
Yeah, it
as
looked
much
good.
as I fucking hate that game, like, it was beautiful. And same with Layers of Fear, the fucking remake of the Layers of Fear games that they just put out. I mean, that whole game from front to back is like fully ray traced, polished, beautiful looking. Like, I mean, one of the best looking games I've ever seen. And then you got fucking Resident Evil 2, Silent Hill 2 over here just looking fucking just
Jank.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like terrible, but it doesn't look as good as like I expect Bloober Team. Like the one thing I expect from Bloober Team is high quality graphics. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like what happened is they somehow stumbled into this position where they were offered this and they were like, fuck.
Too good to turn it down.
Yeah, they were like, we don't know how to do this, but we're not saying no.
Yeah.
You know, and then so now they're like in this, studio and they're just like, fuck, what do we do, guys? Like, I don't fucking know. Let's just take the old game and make it look new-ish, and like I feel like that's what they did. So,
Well,
but we'll see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they announced, or I don't think they announced it, but they showed a trailer for Stellar Blade, which looks really weird. It looks like it's like these hot chicks with swords, and they're like cutting it's at least one hot chick with a sword.
You talking about the anime?
Yeah, the anime
thing?
hot chick. She's got a sword. She's chopping everybody up. It looks kind of interesting. I mean, like as far as just like hot anime chicks with swords, like I'm with it. You know what I mean? Stellar Blade, bring it on. Then we got an Until Dawn remake for PC and PS5.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually really psyched about. I mean, I've played Until Dawn like 20 times, so I don't really like have any desire to play it again right this second. But like, I'm psyched for a new generation of people who haven't experienced Until Dawn to get to play it, especially people on like PC. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me very happy that like my favorite fucking horror game ever is like coming and other people get to play it. So. You know,
yeah, I hope people do play it. That's the thing is like I don't know.
I think it'll find its footing on Steam.
I think
you know
it'll be
I mean?
niche.
Well, that's the thing. The other game that just came out did pretty good.
Which one?
The Quarry. Yeah.
Did it do well?
I think it did well enough to like make some money. Like people talk about it.
I don't think it won't do money. I just don't think it's gonna. Like I hope it gets like a big like you know how there's always a big splash like whenever something really dope comes out.
I don't think it's gonna like make any big waves, but I think it'll be like financially successful.
Yeah.
At least successful enough to where they won't stop like funding super massive shit. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I hope everybody else is too. And then we got, you talked about V Rising, and then we got Zenless Zone Zero, which I don't know much about here. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. That's what we got.
Word. Now that we're done talking about all of PlayStation's awesome exclusive stuff coming, let's talk about how Xbox don't give a fuck about exclusives anymore. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and possibly Starfield are reportedly being considered for PS5. And this
I think Starfield would be a smart move.
Yeah.
With how poorly it was received, like, you know what I mean?
It sold insane, though.
Don't get me wrong.
Sold bukus.
Don't get me wrong. I just think Xbox expected it to be like their... like, this is our thing, and it wasn't that,
No.
And now it's like you could make a fuckload more money releasing this, like, RPG to the PlayStation people,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
I think it's a smart move, personally, because it's not like you're releasing your fucking flagship shit like Halo or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's just another RPG at this point, you know what I mean?
For sure. As reported by The Verge, a source with knowledge of Microsoft's plans have claimed the company is, quote, weighing up which titles will remain exclusive and others that will appear on Switch or PS5 in the future. Indiana Jones is seemingly part of this new plan and could be one of the first to kick off this new strategy if it ends up happening, which I think is a dumb idea because that Indiana Jones game looks awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that one should stay PC and Xbox.
I mean, if you are going to put it on the other platforms, give it like a year or two of exclusivity, you know what I mean?
That's if you care about... I mean, honestly, I've known that they're trying to get out of this. Like, I mean, I've talked about this
having the day
forever.
one release on Game Pass is automatically like kind of trumps any kind of exclusivity because you're automatically going to go there to get
play it.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey, and I think that's what they want is just more people to have Game Pass. Now, assuming this plan goes forward, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle appears set to launch exclusively on Xbox and PC in December 24th. 2024 and would arrive on PS5 after a, quote, rather short period that could just be some months later. I mean, that still works. But once again, it's important to take all this with a grain of salt as plans change all the time. But the conversations look to be happening inside Microsoft.
I think if they are doing that, it's not because they're like, oh, we're just giving up on exclusives. I think it's because Microsoft is cooking something shit behind the scenes that's probably way more like important to them fundamentally than like these games that we're talking about right now. You know what I mean? Like there's probably some more, Microsoft centric project like Perfect Dark or the next Halo or something, you know what I mean? That will be exclusive that will never come to those platforms. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we're just done with exclusives, but I do think it's a smart money move for Microsoft to do like timed exclusives with their shit. And
like how PlayStation's doing with PC games.
Yeah.
But it's like, furthermore, it has been claimed Microsoft is making even more of an investment into PS5 dev kits to support this supposed multi-platform strategy it may adopt. So you may be seeing a lot of Xbox games coming to PlayStation in the future.
Cool.
So, but yeah, what else? What do we got, Devon?
Well, we actually got some more Xbox shit.
Yeah.
So, with questions swirling about the future of Xbox platform exclusivity and more, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer said on Monday that more will be revealed in a, quote, business update event to be held sometime next week.
So we'll know.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get more answers on what we just talked about, and then other just kind of, it'll be basically an Xbox kind of mini. It seems like it's going to be like a mini state of play.
Yeah,
So,
I think the Xbox console life is just going. Like, I don't think they give a fuck about console anymore. They just want Game Pass on everything. Like, I guarantee.
hey, Sony, you want fucking Game Pass?
I honestly think, they've already tried to do that, and Sony turned them down. So I think what they're going to try and do is come back with a better offer. But I think that's going to happen with them. I think it's going to come to Nintendo as like the cloud version of all of their games. Like, I think you'll be able to just play like Xbox games on cloud. Yeah. But anyways, the Xbox version of Final Fantasy XIV requires a Game Pass subscription on top of the massively multiplayer role-playing game's own monthly cost.
The what?
The MMO.
Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is coming to Xbox on February 21st. Their open beta version, but apparently you have to have Game Pass to play it. But you also have to have the subscription to Final Fantasy XIV to play.
Hell no, bro.
Yeah. So the free trial version.
You can't just include the shit with Game Pass? Like,
it says the free trial version, including the open beta test, will not require an Xbox Game Pass Core or Ultimate plan to play, Square Enix said. However, the full Xbox Series X and S version will require an Xbox Game Pass Core or Ultimate plan to play. So a 30-day subscription to the game costs $14.99. 90 days costs $41.97 and 180 days costs $77.94. Xbox Game Pass Core, which is the cheapest tier, costs $9.99. So you're basically paying $9.99 plus $14.99 a month if you want to play.
Basically buying a cheap game every month just to play this fucking one game. Like,
yeah, and I don't know why they're doing it that way. Like, maybe that's why Xbox has kept it
like
from
having people play their game.
Apparently,
that's why.
I think that's probably why Xbox hasn't brought it to the system for. But then again, that means the same thing for PlayStation though. You have to have PlayStation's online to play it, plus the $14.99, right?
Not for every game. That's a case by case thing because you can. Like Rocket League, for instance, I know for a fact you can play online on Rocket League
even if you don't have the online
if you don't
stuff.
Have if you don't have PlayStation Plus.
Maybe that's what it is.
So,
maybe that's what the difference is here. There's no way around it.
That's just weird, man.
That's
the whole
odd.
thing is weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit right.
What you call it, Brent?
I just feel like paid subscriptions on fucking consoles in general don't sit right. Like, aside from like the actual, like,
the service.
Like, if you're already paying for gold or fucking PlayStation Plus or whatever, like, don't fucking charge me for fucking World of Warcraft or some bullshit like that. Like I don't know, man.
I mean, but where are they going to get their cut though on their MMORPG?
Sell the fucking game.
Well, that's not how it works with a constantly
DLC
updated
pack
game.
or something like every
Sell
other
a
game.
DLC pack.
But for an MMO, for like a MMORPG like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14, like they constantly try to put out, or even ESO, they try.
I just feel like
try to
there's
put out
other
stuff.
MMO
Here's
games
how
that
it works.
don't have a subscription plan that you have to pay for. You know what I mean?
Here's how it works. You talk to Xbox and you figure it out. It's that simple. But that's the other thing. He's right. Warframe is on Xbox. You don't need fucking Game Pass to play Warframe online.
You don't need any. You don't have to pay a subscription to play Warframe on.
So
PC.
how do they make money?
Huh? Because they have packs. No, they have. Can I answer?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
They have packs in the game. Warframe's on a completely different thing. That's not the same.
Okay,
that's not the same as World of Warcraft.
It's not the same. But
that's
there
not the
are
same as
games that
ESO
are
and ESO Plus.
You don't need a subscription to play fucking the Old Republic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or
you don't
ESO.
You don't need a subscription.
But those games still have inside memberships. You cannot play World of Warcraft free at all on any platform.
Correct, but we're saying you could. They could if they wanted
that's
to.
them being greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's all we're saying. Final Fantasy 14
and they could still make money. It's
could
not like,
still make money.
Yeah, it's not like they would just be like, you could find a way to monetize your shit. You know what I mean? Without selling a fucking monthly subscription.
A lot of games just do a free version that's like way slimmed down from the full package if you were to pay for the month to month.
Yes. But that's what we're saying.
Even
Why not do that?
I feel like is egregious of a developer. Like, I feel like you could fucking do some sort of cosmetic item or something and still make a fuck ton of money. Like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, I'm not gonna play some shit like that where I've got to pay to have the full experience. Like, you know, like if I don't know.
I think on the front, like just like if that's the only game you play, sure. But like if you plan on playing other, that's what I'm saying.
Get tied into those games, yes.
If you plan on playing other video games, don't do it. Like, it's just like that's like, to me, that's kind of like a boundary thing. That's like you're just like taking someone's. I don't know.
I mean, there's other games that are just like totally free. Like, what's that game that was like real popular for a while that started in fucking China or whatever, and it was like it's like an MMO.
No, Korea.
You know what I'm talking
the
about?
Amazon
though,
game.
Lost Ark.
Lost Ark, yeah, Lost
Yeah.
Ark is totally fucking free. You don't even have to buy that shit. It's like a free
No.
game, and like fucking, there's no subscription there.
Fortnite.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but Fortnite's fucking free, and it's got like 9 different fucking games in
Yeah,
it.
I think we're specifically talking about MMOs right now.
But that
you
doesn't
know?
fucking matter. It's just
But
a
the whole-
game.
I
But the
definitely agree
subscription
with
thing-
you know what I mean?
But
Destiny. I
we
mean,
all-
like you pay for it up front, but yeah, like now you could get Destiny for like fucking $5.
Yeah, and the thing about
no,
Destiny,
but you have to buy every single
Destiny
pack that
does
comes
the
out.
packs, and I think
Yeah.
that's what they should do.
Yeah.
I think that's what you should do, because you could make your money, you know what I mean, and not charge people a monthly fee, but still charge people. You know, you're still
For the
selling
packs,
the thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
World of Warcraft sells the fucking packs and then charges you a monthly fee.
Yeah, yeah. So World of
They're
Warcraft's
the worst,
the worst.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
I'm not arguing that. But this is also not a new, like a subscription to an MMO. That's been a thing since MMOs came around.
yeah, and I think that's why it's still a thing. But
Yeah.
I don't think you need that
Like
subscription
Warframe's
to monetize.
new,
I
you
think
know,
you could
these
be
other
more
free takes at it.
successful and make more money without that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're putting a paywall in front of potential customers. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, you could get people hooked and then hit them with the fucking, oh, buy this. You know, that
Yeah.
person is way more likely to buy some shit if they're already hooked on the fucking game than if they have to pay to get into
Well,
the
and that's
game.
why a lot of these newer MMOs are taking that approach.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's like
what I mean?
if I'm paying $14.99 a fucking month, I'm not paying you $60 fucking to play as a panda. All right, like that was a whole expansion in World of Warcraft.
Well, and so on the other hand of that though, there is a lot of shit that you can just unlock like in the game versus having to purchase it. Like there is a lot of unlockables,
what game?
like World of Warcraft and shit, like ESO Plus,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the like.
Yeah.
Well, I
you-
expect that
paying
though. I
for
mean, it's
the-
not even a
paying for the
game if I can't
subscription.
unlock shit in the
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
then the other free ones, the cool shit you have to buy. You have to specifically buy. Like you said, you gotta pay $60.
like
to be a
Lost
fucking,
Ark, you can't unlock anything.
You can unlock things, but like the
you-
super crazy shit is like it's purchase bundles.
Yeah, but it's also that's just cosmetic shit. That was
Yeah.
like their whole thing was like it's not gonna affect the game, like just because. So like it'll affect the in-game economy of people like selling shit and whatnot, but like it's not gonna affect the gameplay. Like you don't have to buy anything to make your game play better. But if you want to look fucking fancy on your fucking mount, that's I don't know a T-Rex or whatever, you got to pay for that
Yeah.
shit, you know. But anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, Konami has announced Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection for Nintendo Switch and Steam. It's a digital-only title commemorating the 25th anniversary of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. A release date for the collection has not been announced yet, but apparently it's going to have, some of the earliest Yu-Gi-Oh! Games ever released. But the only title Konami has confirmed so far is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 4, Battle of the Great Duelists. So expect, some Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. Apparently they're working on a VR game pretty soon, too, which is pretty exciting. So keep an eye out
Surprised
for
that
a
hadn't already been
Yu-Gi-Oh!
a thing.
VR, you know?
Yeah, so Konami will continue to. This is the article on the VR part. It
Oh,
says
you got the VR thing?
Yeah, it says Konami will continue to develop virtual reality Yu-Gi-Oh! experiences following a successful debut
yeah,
of the
dude.
technology at its 25th anniversary event in Tokyo, Japan. Fans flocked to the Tokyo Dome Stadium to celebrate the card game and there had the opportunity to sample what most 90s kids have dreamed of, proper VR Yu-Gi-Oh! To emulate the once fantastical technology on the show in the original anime.
Fuck yeah,
I mean,
dude.
the fact that this isn't already a thing is
It
like
blows my
a
mind,
completely
yeah.
missed opportunity.
I think the only reason it's not a thing already is because of the licensing.
Yeah, it's just
you know?
IP
Like
shit.
some
Yeah.
dude would have definitely made this already. Like,
There's
Yeah.
some VR chat
Yeah.
world that somebody fucking did this.
Though they haven't said much about it because so the experience didn't offer the full Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience, but instead said combined VR with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links mobile and PC game.
Oh, Duel Links is dope though. Honestly, I like Duel Links more than normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's like instead of 5 monsters on the field, there's only like 3 or something like that.
Yeah, it's just a lesser, or a simpler, quicker version of the game.
Yeah, it goes by really fast. I think you play with like 4,000 health points instead of 8,000, but it's just like a condensed version of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So I said though, but in that game, fans were able to enter a virtual arena and battle with the likes of Blue Eyes, White Dragon.
Fuck yeah.
The proof of concept was deemed a success by Konami, who announced later it will continue to develop Yu-Gi-Oh! Games with VR and various other technologies. Whether this means fans should expect a full VR game for the likes of MetaQuest 3 or PSVR 2 remains to be seen. So
that would be sick, honestly.
Scan your whole deck in, like,
and
cards,
it's like multiplayer
fucking...
online, so you can like build decks and go online and like battle people with your fucking wrist thing and like have your monsters pop up and fuck them up. It's gonna be sick.
Wait, so is that like a thing? Like, is that constantly a thing now? Is like
Yes.
the wrist dueling thing?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
ever since that came around, that's always been in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now.
Yeah, that's been a thing.
I don't
to
know
me.
what that's even called though. What
I
is
used to
that?
have one as a kid.
I don't know. Yeah,
I thought it was the coolest
it was
shit.
cool as hell.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I'd swing that because it like separated into 2 pieces.
Oh, that's
And then you
badass.
could like swing it around and fucking. We fought with them more than we played Yu-Gi-Oh! But
Dude, it'd be time to duel if I had one of those right now.
y'all didn't have one of those as a kid.
No, I wish.
I think it was fucking
I
sick.
honestly didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Until I got older. Like,
Me
I
should
was all about
3D
Pokemon.
print one of those, dude. That'd be sick.
Right, dude. Me and my brothers loved Yu-Gi-Oh. We all collected the cards, and we all got one of those little arm dueling things for
Yeah.
Christmas. But not a single one of us even had the slightest clue how to play.
That's what I was about to say. The reason why I didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I got into it right whenever it was getting popular. I went to this place called Deep Blue Sea in Huntsville, which was like a card store and comic store. And so I went in to play like a tournament thing or whatever. And I just got fucking like I was like a little kid. I was probably like not even 11 yet. And this fat like piece of shit like grown man like I was playing against him, and like I like go up and like sit down, paid like my $5 or $10 to enter or whatever, and he just looks at me, he's like, do you even know what you're doing? I'm like, no. He's just like, he said, why are you here? Like, he was just like calling me out, dude. I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I'm a little kid.
That was your first that was your first lesson in life.
Yeah, I was like, I just wanted to play, I didn't know how to play. And so, like, and then he was just like, oh, you're going to play that? And just like fucking crushed me, dude. Like, I was like, all right, cool. But I was like, he could have at least like tried to help me out, been like, not let me win, but be like, oh, this is, you use this and this and this. But it was just like, you fucking pathetic, dude.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually one of the few card games that's actually fun to play.
It is, yeah. Now that I know how to play,
like the concept, like I don't know, I feel like Pokemon is too simple. Like the Pokemon card game is just too bare bones, like of a game. You know what I mean?
If you make a poison deck, that shit can be fun.
Don't get me wrong. There's
Like-
fun to be had, and I've played the fucking Game Boy game like a million times. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But I will say there's so many
Yu-Gi-Oh's way better.
different strategies and stuff. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! More than Magic and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people are like real diehard Magic fans, but I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the best like monster dueling fucking card
As
game.
far as like
you know
not
what I
being
mean?
overly complicated, but not overly simple.
It's actually
It's
more
super
complicated
complicated.
than
Than
Magic.
Magic?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because the modern rules, every like couple years
change.
they add a new thing in, and so like there'll be like pendulum
Never mind.
summoning
Yeah,
and
pendulum
fucking,
summoning is bullshit,
it's
and then
bullshit.
fucking like
Synchro
mechanism.
summoning, XYZ summoning. There's like so many different ways to summon monsters, but they all have very specific rule sets and like.
It's like you got to have like 5 different ones that like are or like it's like if it has a pendulum or whatever. Like what the fuck is it? It's like there's like 3.
I can't even remember.
pendulum
There's
cards.
like a whole thing. Like
And you can summon it, and then like, dude, like
I personally don't like to play with rules past synchro summoning. Like I'm like a traditionalist when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? Mainly
saw
because
it.
I can't keep up with all the new shit they add into it.
if you
know what I mean?
download the game, there's a free Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
like
Duel
game.
Masters.
Yeah,
Right?
no, not Duel
Or
Masters.
whatever.
I think Duel
Duel
Links,
Link.
Duel
Duel Link
Links
is
has
cool.
XYZ summoning, and I think that's as far as it goes.
There's 2. No,
What's the other game
Duel
that-
Link is the super simplified
Yeah,
version.
Dense-
but,
but
it
there's
still has
another
some of
one.
the more modern
Yeah,
shit
what's
in
the
it.
full version? Because
I
I saw
forget
my.
what it's called. I have it though, and I played it for a
that
while.
was like-
Duel Masters or
Yeah,
Duel
It might be
no,
Duel
it's,
Arena or
no, it's
something?
Duel Masters because that's
Yeah.
what I just said.
Are you sure it's Duel Masters?
There's a bunch
That's
of
the only one that I
There's
knew
a bunch
that-
of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh games, guys.
But no,
like-
the most recent, most recent one that's just like strictly the card game. It blew
Yeah.
up. It's free.
There's
Yeah,
a-
I played it. I
yeah.
played it for like 3 or 4 days
Oh, wow.
with people on the Discord, and like it's complicated as fuck, but you should play it.
Whenever I'm good because I watched when I was in Florida last time visiting my stepbrothers, my stepmom. I watched my stepbrother play a fucking match, and he got fucking Exodia drawn on him in like 2 or 3 turns.
That's not even the hard part. There's like people that use this shit called like jars or whatever, and like they use it to like fucking just over like they just hack the game. What's his name? Fucking Jake.
How did I know?
Jake would show up and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try out this deck," and I'm like, okay, we'll end the game in 2 turns, I'm sure. Then, like, we'd literally start, and by the time I could summon something, he had already beat me.
Yeah.
Like, it was just
honestly, like, a lot of those
right
decks,
there.
though, are banned in, like, real tournaments.
In the real shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you were to, like, bring a deck like that, like, I guarantee you some of those fucking jar cards are fucking banned in, like,
But my
tournaments,
ass ain't
you know
going
what
to
I
no
mean?
fucking tournaments.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of these people will show up and, like, pull out some fucking cards on you, like, that you couldn't actually use in a real competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think in that game you can set the rules that you want to play by and stuff like that anyways. So
I don't even know what rules to set to avoid
I know,
that shit.
I know.
Like, that's what I'm saying. The entry barrier to that game seems pretty damn high to not just get grief.
I recommend starting with a like video game, like
a solo campaign
like
game.
play like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy.
Well, I'm sure Duel Masters probably has like
Duel Masters does have a campaign.
Feel me
yeah.
on this one though. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy is such a fun game, and it doesn't have all the new age shit. So you can start with like learning the basic shit, and then add the new stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would personally go back. It's a really palatable, fun game. It's on Game Boy Advance. You can emulate it super easy.
I also just don't really have a big desire to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game.
Yeah,
That's real.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a lot of fun though. I mean, it is a fun game.
I always wanted to know how to play it back when I collected the cards as a little kid,
Yeah.
but now I can't. I don't have a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Card from back in the day, and
Yeah.
I got no desire.
I just remember Joey. Joey's the only character that matters.
Didn't you always get like fucked over?
Yeah, I mean he was like the guy who sucked, but he was like the like, you know,
The supportive
the
one of the
badass
team?
guy. He's like, hey, yeah, Yugi, you know, like
Get him, Yug.
yeah, literally that. And you're just like, I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you are. You know, that's how it was. That was that character. Anyways,
I can go again if you
our
want.
order has been so fucked up. So
yeah, it doesn't
whoever.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
There's been no order to
Here,
it.
I'll let you have another one. How about this?
How about
GameStop has refurbished PSVR 2 headsets now for $400. But I highly don't recommend buying a fucking PSVR 2 headset until we get some more fucking exclusives, which could be years.
Wait, what is their normal price? 6?
They're $500 or $600, I think. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5
No, I think
because
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it's 5.
it's like because it's a grand total if you buy a PS5 new and then a PSVR 2
Yeah.
together.
Gotcha.
Here's one. Palworld, playfully dubbed as Pokemon with gun. Yes, we know. On account of its similar looking. Oh my goodness. While the argument over whether Palworld is a ripoff of Pokemon is still being debated among fans and Nintendo's lawyers, what's not up for discussion is that the game's overwhelming success has garnered it Microsoft's support moving forward. In a recent blog post on Xbox
about
One,
the other day with the lawyer stuff.
Oh,
Like,
Xbox announced that it will be working directly with Pocket Pair, the developers of Palworld, to assist in supplying the resources necessary to keep the momentum of the monster survival game going strong.
Yeah.
I.e., here's our legal team. Keep doing you.
On Xbox's part, we're working with Pocket Pair to help provide support for Xbox versions of the game, Xbox said in the blog post. We're providing support to enable dedicated servers, offering engineering resources to help with GPU and memory optimization, speeding up the process to make Palworld updates available for players, and working with the team to optimize the title for our platform. So they're coming in trying to get it up to date with the Steam stuff, basically.
Which is good. I mean,
Cool. Yeah.
fuck
Nothing
yeah.
wrong with that.
That was the only other article that I had, so I'm out. I don't even think I got. No, I did get to read one.
Yeah, you read one. That's all you get, Devin.
Dude, there was not much news.
You get what you get.
Okay, I'm clicking on this news, but it's coming up really weird. I'm getting like this like HTML code page.
Which one was it?
Well, basically, the article is about how there were rumors that Tencent was trying to buy D&D, like
What the
from
fuck?
fucking Wizards of the Coast. But Wizards of the Coast came out and denied all those rumors. They were like, no, we're not selling D&D to anybody, so anybody trying to buy D&D can basically fuck off. It's our thing. Get out of here.
Okay, that's good. That's definitely
good. Got me a little scared there for a second. I was like, we can't.
Well, I mean, and it's doing so good now.
Yeah, I mean, why would you sell that? Like,
it's only going to blow up more, too.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like such a longevity to it. Like, D&D has been around for so long, and it's continued to be like a profitable thing this whole time. You know what I mean?
Well, and like now it's hitting mainstream hard.
Oh yeah, it's like the thing right now.
Yeah, now it's
with
not like
Baldur's
some like
Gate and Stranger Things and all those fucking games. Like
it's not some closeted nerdy thing now. Now it's like now it's out in the mainstream in the open, and people are like, "Oh, that's cool. I play D&D." It's like you wouldn't have played D&D fucking 5 years ago.
Right.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
February is right around the corner, and with it comes a new batch of games to play on PlayStation Plus.
Hey.
Today, Sony revealed in a PlayStation blog that Foam Stars, Roller Dome, which is on Game Pass already, and Steel Rising will be available to PlayStation Plus members from February 6th to March 4th.
That Roller Dome is...
It's all right.
I played it. It's pretty good.
It's all right. It's like I played like a good 4 or 5 levels, and I was like, this would have been great when I was like 12.
Yeah, it would have been a really good original Xbox game. You know what I mean?
If I remember it correctly, it kind of looked like a game that would have been made when we were 12.
It's cel-shaded.
It's kind of like if you were to take Jet Set Radio and like
Tony Hawk Pro
make
Skater.
it like an arena shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun-ish. But yeah,
Steel Rising looks pretty cool though. That's the one that's like kind of like Lies of P, except you're like a woman in France. You know.
Get ready for Lies of P, but you're a woman in France.
Well, to be fair, Steel Rising came out before Lies of P. You know what I mean? I feel like Steel Rising is the original Lies of P. It just didn't get any like love because it wasn't on fucking Game Pass or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. And Foam Stars, that's a day one release, so pretty
Get
good lineup.
ready for fucking whatever that Squid Game on Switch is. But it's a woman in France. Foam Stars.
Completely blanking on the name of that game now.
Fucking Squid.
What are you talking about?
The fucking
Ink something. Ink.
Why am I? Any other time I would.
What is the game?
That Foam Stars ripping off.
Squishy.
We literally said it earlier in the fucking podcast.
I keep wanting to say Squid Game.
No, y'all said something about a squid, and now I'm thinking about
it's Ink. It's Ink something.
Yeah, no, it's Splatoon.
Splatoon. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Squidtoon. Anyways,
game.
2K's Spec Ops: The Line has been delisted from digital platforms over the past few days, and the publisher has finally provided a reason as to why the game suddenly disappeared.
It's old.
However, Spec Ops: The Line's director appears to still be optimistic about its future. Quote, Spec Ops: The Line will no longer be available on online storefronts as several partnership licenses related to the game are expiring. Players who have purchased the game can still download and play the game uninterrupted, 2K said in a statement to Inverse. 2K would like to thank our community of players who have supported the game. We look forward to bringing you more offerings from our label throughout this year and beyond. So, that's a little disheartening. Hopefully they bring that game back. I know a lot of people really like Spec Ops: The Line. And, it's kind of scary to think that, like, digital content can just disappear like that. This is not the first time we've been seeing it recently.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's one of those things where like this game could potentially become, if you've got a physical copy of Spec Ops: The Line, I would definitely hold on to that. Yeah, because it might be worth something in the near future.
For sure.
But this is also why pirating isn't necessarily, I'm not saying like pirate games, but like this is why the freedom of the internet and the ability to torrent games that are fucking
gone.
Would you like to make a legal statement that GameSpeak does not stand with brand?
I'm not
Arg, be a pirate.
I'm not saying pirate games. I'm just saying the internet being the way it is
like
nice.
If you have no other way to get a hold of this game because publishers are just like taking them offline and shit like that.
What other choice do you have?
Yeah.
What other choice do you have? You know what I mean? That's my point here. Always try to support the developer first, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and if they don't give you a way to,
fuck them.
Pirate. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Poopity scoop.
Poopity scoop.
Embracer Group has reportedly canceled a new Deus Ex game that was 2 years in development and laid off some staff at Eidos Montreal. According to Bloomberg, the unannounced third mainline entry in the Deus Ex series was supposed to enter production later this year. However, developer Eidos Montreal will reportedly focus on an original franchise instead. Eidos Montreal released a statement on Twitter addressing layoffs, but not the reported Deus Ex game cancellation. So,
oh, that's kind of a bummer. You know, I know the last Deus Ex game was really popular, so
no,
that's a shame. Okay, let's see what we got here. Palworld. Okay, we're not even going to go through the whole thing telling you about what Palworld is again. They do that at the beginning of every Palworld article. They have to give you like a full synopsis of the fucking game.
And all the latest news before they get to the news they're trying to tell you.
It said developer Pocket
Wait, so what
Pair.
is Palworld again?
No! Developer Pocket Pair issued a warning about... oh, gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I went too far. People are trying to scam people with fake games.
Yes. Lots of mobile clones
Yeah, it
out
says
there.
Developer Pocket Pair issued a warning about this on social media. The company confirmed that there is no mobile version of Palworld, so any app on iOS and Android purporting to be the real Palworld is a scam. Downloading one of those apps could take you down a bad path.
Dude, I saw this article early in the week, maybe even like right after last week's episode, and then not even a day later, I saw an ad for a fucking Palworld mobile clone.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
It's almost
they're trying to steal your data.
It's like a rabbit hole of like ripping off Pokemon. It just gets further and further.
Ripping off
and
the
further.
rip-off.
Yeah.
It just gets more and more distorted. Just
It's
like
No, but
Palworld's lawyers are trying to get in contact with the Palworld rip-off.
And all the Palworld fans are getting angry and like sending them things like, "Did you see this thing ripping off your game?"
It's like Palworld with bazookas. With artillery.
Palworld with human feet.
what?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, the clone that I saw though was like a copy, like 1-for-1 copy, and it was like play Palworld on mobile. And it's like,
damn.
Yeah, it's not even trying to like be another game
With human feet though. Like,
What would the human feet even be? What?
You don't want to know. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, dude.
God.
Oh, it hurts. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it my turn? Or
Yeah, I'm out of shit.
No, I was say you just read one.
All right, I got two more. Let's see. Oh no, I've just got one more. It's that Donkey Kong Country is coming to Super Nintendo World in Orlando.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty fucking cool. I mean, they're already doing the Super Mario World in Orlando.
Yeah, let's say they're doing a bunch of shit.
Now they're hitting it with that DK Country, which I've always thought would be a cool like theme for like a theme park. Have bananas everywhere and fucking jungly trees and fucking shit. Some kind of Donkey Kong river ride. Like that'd be cool, man.
Apparently by 2025, like Universal Studios is gonna have like this whole like. There's like big portals you walk into to like one's Nintendo Land.
The other's the Dark Universe, which is like their fucking mummy and other monster
like
shit.
spooky shit.
That sounds dope to me.
Yeah,
I want to go to the Harry Potter. They got Harry Potter over there too.
Yeah, Harry Potter's gonna be a part of it.
Yeah, the Celestial Kingdom.
Dude, the Harry Potter world in Universal. I went to way back in like 2013.
Was it dope?
Well, yeah, it was fucking amazing.
It's supposed to be even doper now.
Yeah.
With like more rides and shit.
Hogsmeade looked sick. Like
I
tried some butterbeer.
Oh man.
The castle, like they have like a huge it's not a 1-for-1 obviously, but there is a giant ass Hogwarts castle that's like kind of in the background a little bit.
That's so tight.
Really
cool.
Can
you go in it, or is it like just?
So there's a ride that
distance?
goes through it. Yeah, there's like this like very cinematic. There's a lot of screens involved, but it moves and shit. It's crazy, but yeah, and then the whole line through it, you're going through like classrooms and shit. So like you go through. There's like the fucking Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom with the giant dragon skeleton on the top and shit. Like,
Oh, that's badass.
so it was one of the coolest like rides to wait for, only because you're going through different like sets of Harry Potter.
That's one thing that Disney World was really good about.
Yeah.
Like, they funnel you through these really cool set pieces while you're waiting on these rides, you know?
Yeah, not a lot of other rides did that, but
I think they probably all do now, though. Like
Yeah,
with
it's
all
probably
this
like how they design
updating.
all that shit
Yeah.
now, yeah.
the sickest fucking Harry Potter ride though, that one was cool, but it was a very cinematic, not really turn you about or
Yeah.
nothing. Like
I
you
heard
literally
the Hagrid's motorbike ride.
Oh,
is
that
cool.
apparently that's dope as shit.
the dueling dragons was my favorite.
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah,
Did you do the Hagrid one?
I don't think it was around.
I think that might be new.
Yeah,
That
I
might
don't
be
think
new,
I don't think
yeah.
that one was there, because the one that I did was, fuck, what was it? It was like, so the main one that went through the castle and shit was like, you sat in this thing, you're on an arm basically, and this machine like passes you through this whole thing, and a lot of times you have this big like bubble screen that gets put in front of you kind of, and then there's also like practical effects going off and shit, but it's almost like a virtual or like augmented reality type shit. It's weird, it's hard to explain, but there's
Was
a
it
lot
cool?
of, yeah, it was dope, but it wasn't as cool as like, I much prefer like real roller coasters and shit.
There's a Spider-Man ride in Disney World with like an augmented reality thing where it like has like a clear thing, and you do like the Spider-Man motion, and it shoots like webs at the fucking shit that's coming at you while you're
This
on
was
this
an
like, roller coaster.
interactive, if I remember correctly. It was a while back. I mean, this is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Fucking, holy shit, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But now the Dueling Dragons one, if it's even still there, was fucking dope, because it's just a crazy ass roller coaster that does all kinds of crazy shit.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm big on that. Yeah.
I'll have to go over there. Anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah. All righty then. That's it for this week's video game news. We're gonna jump over to this week's hot releases, and that is Helldivers 2 coming to PS5 and PC on February 8th. So there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
That's it. That's the only hot games coming out this week.
Damn.
Besides that, like Silent Hill thing. That's not a like full
Well, that
game.
already came out though.
Yeah. That was before too. So yeah, that's it. And then so let's jump on over to Brent's Chat GP trivia.
Okay. What should we do the trivia about this week?
Devin, you call it. I did last week's.
Space.
Okay.
Space. What the fuck? All right, let's do it.
Sorry, you terrestrial being, but no.
I don't like beans.
Okay, let's see. Get ready. Get ready for this.
Oh boy.
All right. Space trivia by ChatGPT. Oh, it's going on and on. I didn't need that many questions. Okay. Question number 1. What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Uranus. No.
I feel like we did this.
It's all right.
Is
Oh wait, did we?
I think we did do
Yeah,
this
we did do
exact
one-
thing
there
before.
might be one question that's the same, but
No,
there's
no, I
that-
say we
that
did
one-
space.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
space.
it's possible,
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, then you got
I don't-
animals.
Yeah, let's do animals. That's
Oh,
kind of
okay,
it's
okay.
real
Animal.
chill, and like I
All
feel
right,
like
let's see.
we know about these animals. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I know, but I don't know how much you know.
Dude, all I know is animals. Okay,
Bro, I am an animal.
I definitely. Did you know that you're an animal?
Whoa.
Are fish animals?
Yes, man.
All right, get ready. Speaking of fish, what is the largest mammal in the world? Oh, I just gave that away.
The whale, and that's not a fish. Actually,
I
that's
know,
a
I'm just
mammal.
saying,
So
yeah. Like,
it's not even a fish.
that's the whole question. Is it a
blue.
mammal?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What is the largest mammal in the world? All right.
Okay.
I'm still what?
Isn't it a blue whale?
That's a blue
It's-
whale.
yeah, it's a
Good
blue whale,
job.
but-
Yeah. All right, question number 2. How many hearts does an octopus have? You only get one guess, so
4.
make it count. Okay, what do you guess? Make it count.
It's 4.
It's 3.
Damn it.
Y'all were close.
What the fuck? Odd number, even number having ass arms, but no odd number having ass hearts. Like,
Weird,
what
man. All
The
right.
fuck?
Question number 3. Which bird is known for its colorful plumage and dance that attracts mates?
A
Peacock?
fucking lot of them. That's a very vague question.
It is a peacock, you're correct, but that is definitely a very vague question.
Yeah,
There's
because there's
that's
so
like-
many.
that's
There's
like
so many
lots
birds.
of birds.
Yeah.
I immediately think of that blue weird fucking bird that like dances like
Yeah, that's
side
kind
to
of what
side.
I was thinking. Yeah.
The one that like puts up the little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, don't get me wrong. my brain immediately went to peacock too, but like there's a bunch of other fucking birds.
But I guess peacocks are known for strutting their stuff and being
They
colorful,
do strut that stuff.
All right, let's see. Question number 4. What is the only mammal capable of true sustained flight?
Wait, what? The only mammal?
The only mammal.
A bat.
Yes, good job. Good job. All right, question number 5. Which animal is known to have the most powerful bite in the animal kingdom?
Hyena.
No.
No, it's a crocodile then?
It is a crocodile, but
Saltwater crocodile.
you were 100% correct. Man, you're good.
Hyena's right up there with it, though.
Question number 6.
Wow.
What is the largest land animal?
The elephant?
Yes, the African
Wait,
elephant.
African elephant, specifically.
Yeah.
Not the Asian elephant.
Not the Asian.
Which
Wonder
insect has 24-hour lifespan?
Wait, what?
Cicada.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, what did you say?
It says which insect has a 24-hour lifespan?
Well, it depends on what they consider its lifespan, because like cicadas will live in the ground forever, and then they only come up for like 24 hours, and then they die.
I think these animals just live for 24 hours
Is that
straight
a
up.
fly?
It was a mayfly.
Yeah. Okay.
Question number 8. What is the only animal that cannot jump?
White man. No, I'm just kidding. You set me up for that one.
Me. I feel like there's a lot of animals that probably can't
That's what
jump.
I was thinking. That can't be true. But
A tortoise?
Link
Tortoise can't
and
fucking...
the Legend of Zelda.
apparently it can.
Wait, what?
We got to look this up.
I mean, what is it saying?
It says an elephant. But we should look this up. 'Cause I can't imagine a rhino jumping.
I could see a rhino jumping.
Have you not played with Rambi and Donkey Kong Country? Those motherfuckers can jump.
But no, like a fucking tortoise, like a tortoise ain't doing no jumping.
Maybe it can, though. Maybe we just don't know.
Yeah, look this
Somebody
up.
look this up.
Wait, what's the question? Animals, just in general?
Yeah, just look up tortoise jumping.
No, what is the only animal that can't jump? Let's see. Elephants can run up to 25 miles per hour. However, they remain the only mammal on Earth that can't jump.
Oh, it says
mammal.
mammal. Well, okay, ChatGPT says animal.
Yeah,
so.
it's mammals. Yeah, they just fucked up on the question.
Yeah, and then what I came up with is elephants cannot jump, but are they the only mammal that cannot jump? Rhinos, hippos, and sloths are often mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So this is a very subjective. I'm sure there's some fucking circus elephants that have done a
Look,
jump.
man, this is just ChatGPT making up some questions.
So that
here.
question doesn't count.
Yeah, give us another one.
Okay. Question number 9. What animal is known as the ship of the desert?
Oh, the camel.
Camel.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true. Do we start another one?
Question number 10. Which sea creature has... Oh, what? No, hold up. You can't do... That's just unfair, dude. Hold up. Okay.
This is hard.
It's super easy, but only because of a previous question. Question number 10.
Oh, what has 3 hearts?
Which sea creature has 3 hearts and blue blood?
Squid.
Squawktopus, dude.
It's a squawktopus. You're right.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways, there you go.
I feel like we won that one.
Yeah, no,
There's-
you kind of
not
kicked
satisfied.
ChatGPT's ass there. That
I'm
wasn't
not
even...
satisfied with those.
Like,
Honestly, y'all knew some pretty difficult questions on that. Like, some of those were not, like, the easiest questions, and y'all just popped them right out. Like,
I grew up almost solely on Animal Planet. So.
I don't know shit about what bites the hardest. You know what
my
I mean?
great grandma used to send me zoo books. I don't know if you remember.
I also had zoo books.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have
what-
got on the zoo book
It's
train
what
when I was a
changes the
kid.
game,
Fucking-
dude.
If I ever have kids, I'm just force feeding them zoo books. Like,
Dude, zoo books, Steve
They're
Irwin.
like, what's a book?
The Animal Top 10s. Y'all remember that one from fucking... Did y'all ever watch Animal Planet? They
Yeah,
always had
not
the,
really, no.
They always had the weird, like, CGI and, like, the green outline shit. You know what I'm talking... Yeah. That's where
I wish I
probably
knew
got-
about this stuff. Like, I feel
You
like...
watched Animal Planet, bro.
Not
You probably
really.
just didn't like fucking pay attention too hard to it.
Motherfucking Shark Week.
I didn't care for Shark
I didn't
Week.
care for Shark Week.
Yeah.
It
That was
literally
too adult for me.
I didn't really watch
regurgitated
Animal Planet.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude,
Huh?
Animal Planet was my shit.
I just wish I would have
fucking-
watched more Animal Planet.
Zaboomafoo, dude. Everybody was about that Zaboomafoo.
I don't know shit about Zaboomafoo.
What? What?
I never watched no Zaboomafoo.
Was Zaboomafoo even on Animal Planet though?
No, it wasn't on Animal Planet, but
It's like, what is the, what?
it might have actually
fucking
been on
channel?
Animal Planet.
No, it was on like
was like
PBS Kids.
Yep, that's what it was.
The only
That's right.
animal show I watched as a kid was 64 Zoo Lane, dude. Y'all ever?
It's not even an animal.
Y'all fuck with
64
Zoo
Lane.
Sounds like some Peppa Pig shit.
It
Like,
was, bro.
I wonder if
Straight
Never
up.
heard of that.
we gotta ask fucking Jason if he knows anything about.
Jason definitely knows about 64 Zoo Lane, dude. Hold up.
Anyways, that's it for the show, guys. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of GameSpeakPodcast.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms, but you can watch it live before anyone else on twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast every Monday evening at 7:50 p.m. CST. Be sure to join us and the rest of the GameSpeak community at dsc.gg/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our other video content on YouTube, and if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find us on Facebook. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners, later.